The following podcast is presented by Secret Room Multimedia.
You're listening to Fairpoint. I'm Craig Lewis.
And I'm Nathan Capisser.
And this is a very special episode.
Oh man, it's been a while since we've had a co-host. So to make up for it, today we have not one, not two.
Three?
Not three.
Are you sure? Four.
Not four.
You're getting crazy now. Seven?
No, I feel like you skipped a couple numbers there.
This doesn't matter. 8.
Today we have 5 fucking co-hosts with us.
I should have just stopped at 4.
It's a pretty exciting day. And not only that, but also joining us, we have 32 horror icons. But let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Well, we got them locked in the back.
Yeah, we got them locked up right now. Some cabin in the woods type shit.
Yeah, they're going to be running amok if we let them loose right now.
But before we get into this and before we introduce you to these guys individually, let's introduce them as a whole. Ladies and gentlemen, feast your ears on this. This is One Last Shot.
So that was Bury a Legend by One Last Shot featuring William Control from Aiden, pretty kick-ass song. This is a nice, awesome hardcore punk band we got here today. And just to introduce everybody, I figured we'd play a little game you probably haven't played since grade school. Everybody up for Around the World here?
Yeah. We don't have a koosh ball.
We'll make do. We got a empty beer can. We got ashtray.
Can I put in a koosh sound effect? Like,
Oh man,
Yes.
like we're tossing it.
I would be pissed
I don't know.
off at
just
you
a bunch
if
of
you
rubber
didn't.
bands.
Heard a couple kooshes in my life.
Just like a swoosh.
Yeah.
All right, well, I
Rubber
guess
bands.
let's kick this off. My name's Nathan Capisser. I'm a co-host of Fairpoint Podcast and co-host of Sylph Radio, a Pokemon podcast, and I happen to be a Pokemon master.
I am Craig Lewis. You might have heard me on Fairpoint Podcast. And one little thing you probably didn't know about me is that I have taken an actual photo of Batman riding a T-Rex.
Wow. I don't
Beat
know how
that.
to I don't know how to beat that.
Top that.
I'm Jeremy Miller. I do vocals in One Last Shot, and I want to rule the world. That's something.
That is something.
Aspirations.
Aspiration.
Alright, stop. Adam Blassis. I play lead bass for One Last Shot.
Only days.
And I wait on tables at night. Very interesting.
Hey, that's okay. I went on tables too. That's my other job.
I'm Angelo Zinkovich. I play rhythm guitar in One Last Shot, and I am Ricky's hero.
I am Ricky Kems, and I play drums, and I'm your flooring dude at Home Depot.
I'm David Royal. I play lead guitar, and I think Dolphins are pretty kick-ass.
Who the fuck doesn't?
Doesn't.
Exactly.
I didn't know Angelo's last name until you did.
What is that, like Ukrainian, Russian?
What is that? I was
It's actually Lithuanian on the
Wow.
father's side, yep.
Nice.
I know
I didn't know
Lithuanian.
that.
I know Lithuanian that too.
I thought
Look at that.
Lithuanians were
I
black.
love your batteries.
They're half black.
So basically,
half
we can gather that you guys have been a group for about 2 weeks.
Yep.
Essentially.
Since I just met these guys yesterday.
2.5
No need
weeks.
for last names.
Whatever.
That's right.
It's in the CD.
Strictly
It's in it. It
business.
says his name in it.
I gotta say, I heard you earlier this week, and I was listening to you today, and I decided while I was on your Bandcamp page, I believe it was,
Uh-huh.
I downloaded and purchased your album.
I got that
thank
email.
you.
I was wondering who it was. That's awesome.
That's sweet.
We get
Yeah, that'd be me.
notifications.
Yeah, you got a notification that
Yeah.
I'm now your super fan.
Thank
Aw,
you.
yeah.
And it's
Very
still unreal to get like an email saying that people paid for our music.
I'm
because-
broke right now. I'll buy it this weekend.
Yeah.
So I'm
all
better
good.
than him.
Oh, yeah.
$10.
All right, guys. So you have a couple albums out, right?
We have 2 EPs, and this is our first full length.
First full-length album.
Yeah.
The name of it is...
Bastards of the Plague.
That's so fucking metal. Yeah, the song we played earlier had a vocalist from Aiden, William Control.
Yeah.
Correct. I know of this band.
Yes.
I saw them live about 6-7 years ago.
Really? Where did you see them?
It was in Albany. It wasn't
Okay.
Winners. It was one of the other popular...
The
like,
egg?
No.
I don't know any.
That's all I
venues
got
on
for you.
Albany. Yeah, I don't know any venues on Albany.
Yeah, me either.
It's sad because I've been to like 5 or 6
Uh-huh.
concerts
Do you
there.
remember who played the tour?
It was them, Unearth, All That Remains.
The Used?
No.
Oh no, because that sounded like Taste of Chaos. But anyway.
Oh no, it wasn't like a
okay.
big tour like that.
Yeah.
It was the Never Shave Again tour. I think
Never
that they
Shave
were
Again.
doing.
Shaving
Sorry,
sucks.
I got to turn this on.
It was a while ago though.
So how did
I
you guys
barely
pull that
remember
off?
last week.
How did you get him on that fucking album?
And me. I don't know.
Everyone asked
I
me
guess the internet has become such an amazing tool and whatever. What are you pointing at?
It's such a
My
series of
fiance was
tubes.
pointing at herself. Like she's like, it was her thing.
Yeah.
Oh no, it was the
She
internet.
used to date him.
No, she didn't.
Is she
That'd
your
be
manager?
awesome.
We've
Yeah,
got like
she
just
totally
Oh, yeah.
over here
She's
in the
kinda-
corner
she
watching
does a
us
lot.
like the
I gotta be
manager.
honest. If it wasn't for her, we wouldn't have this album out.
That is
like
true.
she helped fund it and everything, and she helped like everything out. We help each other make our dreams come true. And I'm a broke motherfucker. So
That's
That's
beautiful.
fucking
I
awesome.
know. So I always share
America.
that. I have to give her props no matter what. That's
Yeah.
how it is.
Beautiful.
But anyway, Will, I met him through the internet. I've been going to shows since I was like 14, and I'm 23 now. Basically, I hit him up on Twitter, and I always tweet people about music, and I'm like, hey, you should check out our band out, whatever. And he actually replied. And
That's
he was
awesome.
Like, holy shit, can you send me more? And he said,
Wow, that's
literally,
cool.
the quote was, this is fucking dangerous. This is the best fucking shit I've ever heard in a long time. Can you send me more?
I like it. I do. I listened to some of the earlier shit, and it was good. But like this new album, like I don't. It's very different. Like
Yeah, different
Yeah.
members.
Okay, that
Dave did the
probably
most of the
explain it.
writing. Yeah, we've lost a lot of members on the road just from like personal issues or whatever, they just, they college, kids, whatever it may be, schooling, or they just become lazy. Like, that's just what ends up happening, I guess, in life.
Yeah.
So.
Well, not to put anybody down, but I really dug the vocals on this a lot more than I dug the older vocals. Was that all you, or is that just you on the new stuff?
I mean, Dave did some screaming on it.
Yeah, I did a couple background vocals.
Okay.
I think I feel more comfortable also with this band way more than I did with the other members.
That's awesome.
Just because of the writing wise, like this is way tighter, way more intricate. Like Dave's guitar on it was just unreal.
Yeah, when I joined, like I was in another band like a few years back called 757. We were like metalcore, I guess you would say, and that was maybe around 2004 and around that era when I was writing in that band. So I was kind of bringing my metalcore stylings to their music, which was a lot different than what I was used to writing. So I kind of had to do a lot of reworking.
Okay.
And you can kind of hear that too, because I used to be a huge fan of like the metalcore scene.
Yeah.
Around that time, like 2003, 2004.
Mm-hmm.
It was just cool because what I was thinking with this album, what I was hearing was it's almost like a sound that I haven't heard in a long time that I've been missing, from my angsty 18 to 22-year-old.
Yeah, exactly.
That was the goal.
Craig.
That was the goal.
Awesome.
I mean, that's why we also have Matt Good from First to Last on the album, because
Gotcha.
we wanted to bring that feel from like the early 2000s. That's when, like, I know Dave and I can vouch for Dave and probably Ricky, was our favorite time in the music scene. I mean, that's when I learned about all the bands that I still love to this day, and I hope we captured that. And if you're saying that, we fucking did it right. So
awesome. Well, I'm sitting here wearing a From Mom to Ashes hoodie
That's
from
awesome.
2001.
That's
so.
I mean, I feel like all that music back then just brought a lot of styles from earlier days, and just like it was an awesome time for hardcore and metalcore music.
And one thing I do got to say about this album is that, as like the music changes, other bands change, and the music style itself progresses, everything changes. So like I almost kind of got out of the metalish, and I thought maybe that was just me growing up. I got more into like indie music, folk music, like expanding the music that I listened to. And it was listening to this. It was like brought me back. I was like, oh, I'm still into it.
You always come
down.
back to your roots, though. I mean,
you do.
I always go back and listen to like bands that I abandoned years ago, and then I'm like, no, you know what?
But the best part is that it's not a sound that is 11 years old. It's fresh.
Right. Thank you very much.
And I do have to give you one compliment. While on some of the vocals I was hearing, you did sound somewhat similar to the lead singer of Rise Against.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I get a lot of weird.
If you take that as a compliment.
I do know. What I love about this album is that when people come to us and say, this sounds like that, it's always something different. And this is the first time getting Rise Against, and that makes me feel awesome, because I love all different music, but Rise Against is definitely awesome. So it's cool.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. Ricky, the drummer?
Yes.
You're on point, dude. You're fucking on point.
Thank you. That's the idea.
That's right. He's a machine gun.
No, it's funny. I gave a sample there to someone I work with. He's like in his 40s, so I gave it to his son. And his son is a little younger than us, and he compared us to, it's as if Slipknot had a son with Offspring.
Okay.
That's weird. That's cool.
so random and awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool, too.
At least it was before Corey Taylor lost to hate.
Yes.
Oh, geez,
Exactly.
I know.
Now, if people want to hear this for themselves and form their own opinions and their own strange hybrid metaphors, and possibly even throw money at you guys, where would they be able to do that?
Everywhere. Literally, I got us signed up for, you can hear us on Xbox Music, Spotify, Google Play, but, I mean, if you want to pay for it, do what this good guy did over here.
Yeah, I went to... he sent me a link to your MySpace.
Wow.
And I was
old
thinking,
school.
I was like, wow, these guys still have a MySpace?
No,
MySpace still exists?
We have one, but MySpace completely wiped clean, like, almost all the information that is on. And you have the
I
profile
couldn't
picture, that's
listen.
it.
I couldn't listen to any of the music. So I just Googled your band's name and found your main band site, onelastshotband.com.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Dave
Yeah.
made it. Yeah,
Yep.
Dave.
And I just clicked, went to download. It said, if you want to buy our shit, you can listen to us for free. But come on, these guys, they're working artists. They need a lot of support.
It's tough.
They're not like your U2s that people are just throwing money at just to get them to show up places. Support them,
And
pay
can
what
I
they
say,
want,
I'd
and
much
listen to
rather
music.
listen to this Bastards of the Plague album than anything U2's put out. No disrespect to any U2 fans.
No, I mean
but-
disrespect.
You don't like
to
one?
too.
Is that the song? Did I get that right?
Which one?
I don't know.
The only song of theirs that I somewhat enjoyed was a song from that Batman And then
the
again,
Batman
Seal.
Forever.
Dude,
That's
Seal
on the
was
album.
That was a
that.
great
Seal's on that
fucking
album.
soundtrack.
I know.
It's
it
pretty
was
good.
awesome.
Offspring's on that too. I have that in my car right now. I found it at Goodwill.
Yeah.
Bought it yeah. And also we're on iTunes too. If you're in the iTunes thing, we're on iTunes also. It's as I said, it's very strange to get emails and checks in the mail for like our music, and it's happening now, and it's very overwhelming, and we're very thankful. So it's really
I
cool.
can imagine. It's
Well, you guys
surreal to
deserve
see
it.
people listening
Thank you.
to us talk like for free. Like that's surreal. So I can imagine.
Yeah, we're just happy that people like our Facebook page. So
It's enough. It's enough to make us smile and want to keep writing more albums. So.
It's enough to get our fans T-shirts, which
And
is cool.
Yeah.
Recording costs money. I mean, to put in studio time and to take the time off work, and
Yep.
that shit costs money.
Anyway.
So you guys were talking about all these bands that you love, and you were talking about how you all have your own influences and you have to bring your own style to fit this. That's one of the things that I love. All my favorite music is people from other bands coming together and bringing their own style and forming their own sound. I'd love it if you guys would maybe each individually like tell us some of like who are the bands that, I mean, whether they inspired you or they're just fucking bands or artists that like you really connect with, that you're passionate about. I'm always down to be introduced to some new music. And
Well, when we were writing the album, it'd been a long ass time since I was writing music. So essentially, what I did is I just listened to a lot of bands that I listened to back in 2004, just to get some ideas, just to get my fingers moving again. When I was playing in my old band, I obviously had practice, and I hadn't practiced in years, and I was just rough. So some of the bands that I was listening to are like Conducting from the Grave, Nora, Every Time I Die. A crap ton of old bands, I guess, that I used to love. I was trying to bring into this, and even some obscure songs by some well-known bands like Under Oath. Like I really dug their older
Love
stuff.
Under Oath.
Yeah, like their earlier albums, like Cries of the Past and stuff like that, were awesome. And I wanted to create something unique, guitar-wise, that I feel like some bands out there just go with like too much of a generic kind of sound. Maybe
I feel like a lot of hardcore punk nowadays is a lot closer to metal than it is to punk music.
Right.
I love hardcore punk. Don't get me wrong, there's a place for every emotion in the emotional human like spectrum. But like hardcore punk that's like fun and like and energetic and not just like angry. Like, you know what I mean? I like some angry music too. I'm not putting it down, but
of course.
or songs about suicide.
Yeah.
It kind of gets you down,
Exactly.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, we
But you can pick up the pace, though, You don't have to only play slow, angry, chuggy.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice to... I mean, we're playing punk songs in B.
yeah.
And if it's that close to metal, call it metal. You know? If it derives more from metal.
That is what it is.
You get nominated for metal.
Yeah.
It's us.
So Ricky, what are your inspirations?
Like Dave, I like a lot of the newer stuff and earlier 2000 stuff. Anywhere, for example, from the Acacia Strain, to Bury Your Dead, Lost to Flames.
What was that first band, Acacia Strain?
The Acacia Strain.
I'm so glad you said that because I never knew how to pronounce that name.
One of my top favorites right now is Stick to Your Guns. I like how they're newer and they kind of bring that old school sound to the table, kind of like Comeback Kid, Have Heart, stuff like that.
Oh, I love Comeback Kid. I didn't know people knew Comeback Kid.
Oh yeah.
No one I know knows them.
Yeah, I saw them a few years back. They were playing with Champion and a couple other bands, but they were amazing.
They put on a good show.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Club Tundra back when the building itself was never up to code.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still, I don't
Scary.
think it is, but we won't get into that.
Yeah.
I think I heard when Skrillex was there, like the whole building almost came down.
Yeah.
That's not surprising.
I heard
Right,
when
right.
Marilyn Manson was there, he like started a riot and made them like smash things up. This is a long time ago when Marilyn Manson was there, but anyway.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about Marilyn Manson?
I love him.
I used to
Yeah.
love him back when I was real young, like
I'm a
high
big
school
fan.
days.
I like his new stuff and old stuff.
Okay.
I like it all.
I love Marilyn Manson.
I was never really a fan of Marilyn Manson. I was just more into the craze of, ooh, my parents don't want me listening to this.
Basically,
No, I
that's what it
definitely
was
too.
before.
I gotta say, Ricky and Dave went through a goth phase, and
Oh, yeah.
Ricky
Oh, yeah.
still has his goth CDs, and Dave has
I've got some funny
he has some
Polaroids.
funny Polaroids.
Yeah, I do too. I
Yeah.
was literally just about to say the same exact thing. And Polaroids.
Yeah. See, I'm 30 years old, so
we all
like,
went through that phase
yeah.
where we wore jeans.
yeah,
Say
Jenkos,
Jinkos.
Oh yeah.
kickwear,
Trip
all
pants.
that stuff.
Bondage
Pants,
pants
yeah.
with chains and straps.
Yeah,
Big
Some-
ass rings.
Some makeup with upside down crosses on your faces.
yeah, that was me. See, I went to school in Pulaski,
14
so
bracelets.
it was crazy. Like,
Oh, Pulaski. That's where I took my driver's test.
yeah,
It was
like
easy.
it's a very like country town. Like it's an awesome place to grow up, and I loved everybody in my school, you know. But it's
Wish
just
I could say the same.
yeah, like everyone there was just so like, you know,
Well, when you say you loved everybody in your school, there's probably like what, less than 200 people in
exactly.
the entire school.
Yeah,
So my graduating class was like 760. So
yeah.
That was like mine. Yeah.
Mine was like 20 something. I went to a small
my
country
God.
school too. Yeah.
We'd go to shows down in Richland. There used to be punk shows all the time in an abandoned school.
Talk about your
Talk
music.
about
Yeah,
some,
Angelo.
some of my influences. They go from anywhere from old school punk, hardcore to mainstream stuff that's on the radio
Justin
today.
Bieber? Is one
Oh,
of your influences?
definitely.
All right.
Definitely. He's like my
Nice.
hero, actually.
Really?
Yeah,
More
hell
than
yeah.
just an influence.
No, I'm just joking.
You looked so
Justin-
serious for a
Totally
second. I couldn't tell. I was like, oh.
Justin Bieber is definitely my favorite female vocalist.
You know, I don't pass judgment. Honestly, I saw Never Say Never. It made me tear up. No joke. I'm not lying right now.
You could think editing
He's
for
doing
that.
a sting and it's working, so
Jeremy,
he
is that
knows
you?
something.
Yeah, this is me. I'm dead serious.
He's
Dude,
admitting it too.
I'm admitting it. It
Get
made
out
me
of
tear
the
up.
secret room.
I don't care, man. I think he's getting crazy now, but like beforehand,
It's all his new image. He wants
I'm
to be
sure
a
it's an
bad
image.
boy
He's trying to
now.
be a bad
Right.
boy.
I
He's
saw
got-
a
well, it
rolling-
happens
he wants to
when
be
they- Once they
Akon.
turn
Yeah.
18,
Yeah.
you know,
It's like Miley
they
Cyrus.
now don't want to be that Disney bred.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I saw a
piece of
Rolling Stone
garbage.
cover with him on it with no shirt on, like
I got
trying
that
to
in
be
the mail,
tough.
too. I didn't even
yeah,
look at
like
it.
what the hell is
You
that?
also
what
got to
he's
think
doing.
too.
You know what
like,
helps
I
when
mean,
you're trying to be tough? Go with weights.
what does everybody do when they turn 18?
Yeah.
Like
I turned
every
straight edge.
like especially right, not everybody, but you've got not only that, but you've got all this money, like all these girls that adore you, anything you want in the world. Like, of course he's gonna fucking get obsessed with himself
And he
and do
grew
some
up into
stupid
it,
crazy
basically.
shit
I
and
mean,
drugs and
Yeah. He doesn't know anything different. I mean, since like age, what was it? I don't know, like 11, 10, whatever he started.
Something like
he,
that.
He, that's all he's known is the limelight and Usher treating him like royalty.
a lot of people forget he came from YouTube too.
Yeah.
In
And
Canada.
It sucks because all
Canada
my
doesn't want
favorite
him
music
back.
comes
No.
from Canada, but we got Justin Bieber and Drake just like
Yeah.
mucking up the scene.
Who else is from Canada? Isn't Alanis Morissette
Wayne
from Canada?
Gretzky.
I love Alanis Morissette, dude.
Yeah.
Jagged Little
We share
Pills, one of my
we share the
favorite
same
albums.
birthday.
Avril
Spice.com.
I still listen to Complicated. Fuck you, don't judge me.
I don't judge you, bro. I have no judgment whatsoever. Avril's awesome. She has a song with Marilyn Manson right now.
No,
No
he
way.
really
Yeah,
does.
look it
Like
up.
he,
No, she-
they love Avril.
Avril-
Didn't she? I heard she was marrying Chad Kroger. From
Oh,
Nickelback.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't get me started on that one.
That is
That's just
fucking
wrong.
hilarious.
And then Derek Weebly like got all
Derek
coked
looks
out,
like a
like
crackhead.
Every
Yeah,
time
exactly.
every time I look at Chad Kroger, I want ramen noodles because
you know what? That's
I just
that song though from Spider-Man, the original one by
Yeah.
Sam Raimi, is such a good song.
I
The
don't know
hero,
about that.
hero could save us.
Not gonna lie, I like the
I
first
gotta say,
Nickelback CD.
the Chad Kroger sound is probably about the easiest imitatable singing
yeah.
anybody could do.
It
Yep.
is.
So we didn't even hear any of your bands though, did we?
Go ahead, Angelo.
Mr. Generic.
So you like Nickelback,
It's
Justin
just- yeah, I
Bieber?
love those bands.
Do you want to hear some more genres?
Those are my top favorites, but it's just funny to hear Ricky earlier. He said that he had people say that we sound like Offspring, and I've had probably a handful of people say the same thing to me, and that definitely is a huge influence in my musical background. The fast riff guitars and
Yeah.
a lot of power chords and stuff like that. So that definitely helped me out when I came in to learn this album and stuff like that, because we have a lot of fast songs on there. So they're all
Yeah,
punk.
I was a huge Offspring fan in the late '90s. Not so much once 2000 hit, but I can see where
was
everybody was, where
second punk
people are coming from there, because you do have that that very energetic guitar riff.
Guitars,
Yeah.
That's it for me.
Adam.
Adam, you're up.
All right. I'm actually in a punk band. All those bands they just said, I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I don't listen to anything, I listen to some heavy stuff just because when you listen to punk and stuff, you're gonna eventually,
Diverse.
yeah,
Crossover
thank you for
with
the
John
word.
Edwards.
To the dark side.
But my two favorite bands are probably Bad Religion and Rise Against.
Nice.
Oh,
And-
awesome.
Yeah, I mean I've got,
Dude's got a Rise Against
and I
tag.
have a Bad Religion tattoo.
And a Bad
So,
Religion
yeah,
tat.
so that's what I listen to, and I used to listen to One Last Shot before, just knew these guys.
Before you were in the band?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet.
There's actually a picture on the Facebook of me at a show.
Yeah, you are. There's a video too of you at a show. Your front row standing there yelling drunk.
Yeah, I was hammered. And then a year after, I think, was my first show with the band or something like that.
You're right, yeah.
Yeah, I was a drunk fan, and then now I'm in the band.
Now I'm a drunken band member.
Did you have to go through any kind of competition to get into the band?
No
way.
Just,
We actually joined on the
Not
same
at all.
day, right?
Yeah.
They both joined on the
no,
same day.
if there's competition, I would have lost.
I don't know.
It was a lot
Dude, you're
different than anything I listened to.
This guy is so talented. He needs to shut the fuck up.
yeah,
He's
dude,
amazing.
You should hear
I'm
him. When,
serious.
like, we'll be sitting there just jamming, setting up our instruments and stuff. He'll just be
You-
playing some awesome jazz.
You're kind of like
I fucking love jazz.
throwing
Oh, yeah.
weight at the stereotype of the bassist of the band, where it's
Oh,
like he's
yeah.
the least important part of the band. Well, you really aren't, man. The
Yeah.
bass keeps everything
Yeah,
going.
but people don't really care. I mean,
Fuck that, man.
no, I'm serious. I don't know how to say this nicely, so I'm not. The sound guy, the last time we played, didn't let me use my amp, which I use a really distorted tone. And so he didn't care. He's like, yeah, just use my direct box. I'm like, yeah, but yours sucks. And it's and it's like, my tone's very important, but it's almost like, yeah, it's just the bass. Just fucking plug into that thing. And
It's just the
It's
bass.
yeah, and
From
it's
the
like,
sound guy at the Lost.
No,
Shame
it's not
on
just-
you.
no, don't.
It's just a keyboardist left hand, right?
Yeah, we
That's
want
all it
to
is.
play there again, but
We are playing there again.
oh yeah, but it's it's like, yeah, use my thing. It's just the bass. It doesn't matter, and I have a tone.
Bass
and
does matter.
That's
really
that's
does.
how I feel, and
It
Not
does
to
matter.
me, though.
Yeah, without it, it would just be all
Ask the band Ozma if the bass matters.
Ask any rockabilly band if the bass matters.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Isn't Ozma like their Weezer-esque?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
were the one band I knew that like instead the lead was the bass instead of the guitar. The
Ask
guitar was just
fucking
rhythm.
Didn't
Tool.
they had a
Ask
song,
Primus.
If My Amp
Ask,
Had
like,
Wheels?
There's so many bands.
If My Amp
Ask One
Had
Last
Wheels?
Shot.
Yes.
Ask,
Yeah.
ask Red Hot Chili
Ask One
Peppers if
Last
bass
Sh-
matters.
No, I mean one last shot. No, I'm just joking. I'm just playing.
All right, Jerry Bear.
Yeah.
What about
Ask
you?
Chili Peppers
Chair
if Flea
band.
matters.
Cheers.
I know, that's what I'm saying, right? I mean, I have a lot of influences for music. Like, I love music. I listen to everything, and I know a lot of people say that. But I've worked in radio and stuff like that. So I've worked at country. I've worked at Radio Disney. I've worked at 95X. Everything. I've worked all over different music places.
You got
So
quite the resume there, kid.
yeah, it doesn't mean much, but it's pretty awesome.
But you do enjoy country music?
I do
I
enjoy
love country
like
music.
old country music, not the pop country, but I
Okay,
love
so-
Johnny Cash.
So more like Johnny Cash and Garth
Right.
Brooks and less Florida Georgia line.
I love
Wait, is
newer
Garth
stuff.
Brooks old country music? Well,
I
I mean,
mean,
the
it's
90s was
not
like
old.
20
It is,
years
yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
my grandpa listens to Boxcar Willie.
about Chris
so
Gaines?
That's how
Yeah.
old I mean. Like
Is that better?
the
Willie
dude
Nelson?
that goes in with his cigarette with his black jacket on and then like a shotgun. That's the guy drinking whiskey.
Yeah.
That guy's awesome. I love people who can tell stories in music. That's why I'm such a fan of like Morrissey, The Smiths, My
Oh, I
Chemical
fucking love the
Romance,
Smiths.
Aiden, AFI. All those bands they use storytelling. Like I pay attention to that.
This
Yeah.
one of our favorite bands. You just said you like bands to tell storytelling.
Right.
Coheed and Cambria, yay or nay?
I enjoy them.
Yeah,
I, have no problem with
I
them.
used to dig him.
Yay.
I wasn't really huge into him,
Same,
but I
yeah.
definitely appreciate Claudio's voice and their guitar playing is just
It's funny
phenomenal.
because
Thank
the first
you.
thing I heard from Claudio was I was like, I am not into that voice.
A lot of people that
Yeah.
don't like
Yeah.
him don't like him because
Because
of
of
his
the voice.
vocals.
Yeah, he's got
I
crazy
love his
range.
vocals.
It's
Right,
just
he does.
yeah, it's just insane.
I remember
definitely
seeing
grew
them.
into loving his vocals. So did you get those guys to actually come into the studio with you?
No, all
Or-
electronically. They have their own studios now after being on like labels and becoming independent
Right.
after like labels screw them over. Then they build their own studio. Now they just record their own stuff at their houses. So
Oh, so that's how it works now.
Yeah.
They just like
Yeah.
they listen to the actual music. Instruments? Wow, that's a word I was looking for.
Those music making things.
Things that make music.
Your
You
grandpa
just
guitars
bang
and
at
whatnot.
them for some
Right.
reason. Yeah, so they just hear that and then they put their own verse to it.
Yeah, we had
Yeah.
Steve from the Square Studio
Yes.
who did our album. We just had him just send him. I think it had your like a bass vocals in there. It was really rough. Just sent it to Will and he plopped his vocals on it.
yeah, Will. And what's awesome
He
about what
plopped
Will
them
did
right
too.
on.
Propped him right on there
Is
like a
Matt
couple of
Good?
eggs.
What?
What about Matt?
I would
Good?
say Matt Good. We already had the course written, and Matt came up with his own melody, I guess, to make it more of a catchy chorus. And he did that and sent it over. He also sent over a remix version that we haven't released yet, but there's a dubstep kind of remix thing. I don't know if we're ever going to release it. It's like, wow, 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 wow. Anyway.
Oh, so you guys are competing with Ask Me Alexandria now?
No, not at all. I was not expecting him to send that over, but we definitely have that version somewhere of a Lizard and Brenda out there. But then Will actually wrote his verse and recorded it, and so all those lyrics that he wrote for the second verse, those are his own. So that's really cool.
Hell yeah.
So
to get his influence onto your music, that's I'm sure.
It was great.
Especially since he influenced me personally. Like I mean, I remember being 14 in my, at school in the art room listening to Aiden on my iPod. And if I went back in time, I was like, oh, by the way, you're going to end up being friends with this guy. He's going to, like, be singing at your wedding and stuff like that.
You would have pushed yourself with, shut up!
I would have not believed it, yeah. So it's really cool. I'm very thankful, and I can't thank those people enough. They're really cool. I don't know why they do what they do, but it's unreal that they're helping us. But thank you guys.
That's fucking awesome, man.
Yeah.
Goosebumps and shit.
Yeah. Don't get me on goosebumps. I love those books.
It's a good book.
You need how many? What, 2 left?
I need 3 more for the
3.
original 62.
What?
That's fucking cool.
This is a collector right here.
I am a collector. Don't even get me. I have all the VHS.
He's a hoarder.
I'm a hoarder.
Fellow collectors.
That's the truth. I was to say also when recording the album at that time I was listening to I love Elvis Presley, so I was listening to a lot of Elvis, Smashing Pumpkins, and Danzig when we were recording the album, and Jack White.
Yeah.
Smashing Pumpkins pre or post Melancholy?
Oh, everything. I don't mind.
Everything.
Smashing Pumpkins.
They do have kind of a different sound
They do.
from before and after that album.
I honestly didn't follow Smashing Pumpkins after Melancholy.
I was late on them. When they were on the radio, when they were big, I really didn't give a shit.
There's
And
no-
I only really started to care about them nostalgically. When I
Yeah.
started hearing the songs and being like, man, I remember this song.
When
Wow,
I was
this
in
kinda
6th
rocks.
grade, Bullet with Butterfly Wings was like one of my favorite songs ever.
Yeah.
So good. I just remember my older cousin, I looked up to her, and she was like my only source of like figuring out about music and whatever, because she was, the older, I guess, not sibling, what do we call it, relative. And
Wait, your sister?
no, my sister, I did not like the music my sister likes, trust me. But anyway,
She
love
was
her,
jamming
love
a
her.
Kid
but-
and Play.
No, she was jamming, I don't know what, like musicals, which now I'm into musicals, so it's, whatever.
She's in the
How do you-
shower. She's cranking the soundtrack, The Sound of Music.
Yeah, how do you jam to a
Yeah,
musical?
basically. No, yeah, like the sound. she,
ready. I love
she had like live recordings.
Clear the pit.
But
And you're just sitting there in your room. Dear, God damn it!
that's actually very true. I'm not. You're so accurate on that. But my older cousin, she had Smashing Pumpkin stuff, and I just remember being so intrigued by the artwork and everything, and the name of the band. And I remember I searched it out. I mean, I was young. I had to be like 7, 8, or 9. And I searched it out. Even Marilyn Manson.
A lot of their videos in the 90s, too, were so cool
awesome.
and, like,
Yeah.
avant-garde.
Yeah.
There was
Back when they
yeah,
would actually play music videos on MTV.
Right.
they had like big time directors doing the videos and stuff,
Right.
doing like
Yeah.
movies for videos.
Also, Dave and I listen to a lot of psychobilly, rockabilly stuff, and that's like horror, punk, and everything. And we listen to Volbeat,
Yeah.
which I had no idea
Volbeat.
that they sounded the way they did.
Yeah.
I,
Older Volbeat. I mean,
Older, like if you,
like
yeah.
even their new CD is pretty decent, but I'm like a fan of their older stuff.
It's how long have they been around?
They've been, I want to say they've only been around for maybe 6, 7 years.
And
so
they've
not
always
that
been
long.
called Volbeat?
Yeah, the
Right
singer.
around the same time, Pokemon Diamond and Pearl came out.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
And there's a Pokemon called Volbeat.
Yeah.
It's like a little ladybug
really?
motherfucker.
Yeah, it's a ladybug. I know exactly what you're talking
It's
about.
like
think-
not a very metal Pokemon.
Yeah, I think I looked up their name. They're from like Denmark or something, and the singer was like, "Yeah, it's a mixture of volume and beat."
In Pokemon.
Okay,
Pokemon.
Because I found
You
out
didn't want
about
to
them
admit they
because I
like
was
Pokemon.
pissed that once I realized who they were, I was like, okay, I've heard a song by them before.
Yeah.
But like for some reason I needed a picture of Volbeat the Pokemon, and I'm Google image searching, and I'm like, who the fuck are these fucks?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so Volbeat, I mean, any type of rockabilly, psychobilly is really awesome. I can't
Yeah.
think of any. Like the
Like
Brains,
Coffin Cats,
Coffin
I'm huge
Cats.
into.
Oh, yeah.
The Brains are another.
Old AFI is like horror punk, and
Yeah.
and Misfits. What the hell am I doing? I'm wearing a fucking Misfits shirt right now. I love the Misfits. I said Danzig earlier, but I love
Yeah.
the Misfits. Like,
Misfits are dope.
It's funny you
Everything.
mentioned old AFI because a lot of people don't really know their sound before like the album
Sing
with
the
Girls
Sorrow.
Not Gray.
Makeup.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that was a lot.
no, they
like,
had makeup then.
they had like 1 minute
Late
songs songs, that were just very energetic
Just
and punk.
screaming.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
yeah.
Like one of my favorite albums is the All Hallows EP. I know it's only like 4 songs, but that thing is fucking solid. The artwork, everything to it. I want it on vinyl, but it goes like for $300.
Yeah. It's
Can't
crazy.
drop that.
Nope.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Buy more CDs, people.
Buy more CDs and buy some shirts so I can buy my AFI vinyl, please.
Yes.
As long as you have a good shirt artist.
Yeah.
Dave does we all do stuff in the band. We're very DIY, like whether it's websites, graphics designs, music videos, everything. The only thing that we really needed to do somewhere was we recorded our album at the Square Studios with Steve Sobchak in Syracuse. Amazing producer. I mean,
Yeah.
the guy's fucking genius.
Nice plug there. Nice plug.
I had to do it.
Good.
Well,
I'm glad you did, honestly.
Respect.
No one does it. And when we were at the Sammy Awards the other day, everyone's up there and they're plugging all these places in Syracuse, and no one once said Steve Sobchak, because I don't know if he's unknown like in Syracuse, but he's not unknown in the industry. He's worked with the members from A Day to Remember. He's done stuff with what's the dude from
Ataris.
the Ataris. He did the Ataris.
Ice Nine Kills.
Ice Nine Kills. Yeah, Ricky knows better than I do. God damn it, that dude! I got punched in the pit at the show. It was a pop punk show. Do you remember what I'm talking
I
about?
couldn't tell you.
God damn it. Anyway, but he worked with that guy.
Venetia Fair.
Yeah, the Venetia Fair are really good too. But if you look up Steve Sobchak's record, he's amazing. Everything that he's done, it's unreal. You won't believe the stuff he's done. It's cool.
All right, so apparently, I don't know if you guys have heard about this, but there's been a rash of clown crimes in Manchester. I
ICP?
guess 19 separate
juggalos.
incidents in 2013.
That
yeah,
sounds
just
like a crime.
juggalos all over Manchester.
I was gonna say that Gacy guy, but okay.
Wayne, yeah.
Are they like I don't know, like ICP, like weird clowns, or is it guys
No, just
literally
straight up
dressing
clowns. Yeah,
People
rubber
mocking
noses,
the industry.
big fluffy wigs, all that shit, balloons.
Maybe
They're putting shame to the name of clowns.
I'm thinking
good idea.
maybe ski masks are just really expensive
Yeah.
nowadays or something.
You think like, oh, I'm wearing clown makeup. Nobody's going to see me. But then again, they're like, oh, what's that clown doing? Driving an armored truck.
I could just imagine a clown going into a bank and just having a balloon and making it into a gun and be like, give me all the money, see?
That's the sequel to Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Oh, man. I love that movie.
Killer clowns from Manchester. So out of those 19 separate incidents reported in 2013, there was a few clowns that carried out fraudulent charity collections.
What a dick.
Wow.
There was one that was doing graffiti all over town.
Wait, hold on. Did they mention that all those clowns doing fraudulent charity were all walking around saying, have you found the Lord?
I'd probably take them more
Clown
seriously.
Jesus. You accepted
You
Clown
accepted
Jesus.
Clown Jesus as your personal Lord and Savior.
Honk my nose once if you agree, twice if you do not.
There was another clown with a knife that threatened somebody, and I don't know if he actually stole their bicycle or just tried to.
It's genius because nobody takes a
That's
clown
my bike.
seriously.
Run your shit.
It was a tricycle, though.
But in his defense, though, he did make him a balloon bicycle as
Ah,
a replacement.
so he's a nice crook.
Sour than sweet.
Yeah. What was it? Sour Patch Kids. Yeah. I want to see them go like really crazy with
Crazy
those
with
commercials.
it.
Yeah.
Someone get killed.
Sour, and they kill them, and then sweet, and they bring them back with like.
They turn themselves in. Another clown creepily followed some children to school. But I mean, come on, honestly, who hasn't done that? I mean,
True.
Ricky.
Creepily followed a
You
child
wanna
to
see-
school, or creepily followed a child to school just as a clown?
we're not here to point fingers.
For some reason, I know it's creepy just to follow children to school, but as a clown, it like takes it to new heights.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if that eases
You
it or
crossed the
makes it
line.
worse. Yeah.
Will you help me find my dog?
Maybe it was just it.
Maybe I was gonna say it.
Yeah,
I
maybe.
seen that the whole
Pennywise.
time.
That's why I always
Yeah.
carry batteries around with me.
There you go.
There were reports of a clown lurking in an alleyway, and a wanted suspect was reported seen walking down the street wearing a blue wig, a red nose, white face paint, and overalls.
Oh, that was me.
Wow.
Oh, all right.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Shit.
So,
Unsolved mystery solved.
Angelo. Why are you doing
were
that
any of
again,
them like
Angelo?
violent? Because that's
The knife's on.
A teenage
Well-
boy called the cops and reported that a clown that was holding a bunch of balloons tried to grab him.
Oh, that was Adam.
Yeah.
shade the mustache.
Technically,
off.
it's all of us.
That's
I
why
know
you
you
were
had the
asking.
mustache. You had the
It was
predator
blue.
mustache.
He was just trying to hand him back his Charleston Chew. He had dropped it.
There were also reports of a balloon-wielding clown peeking into people's homes.
Balloon wielding.
Wow.
I think that's not
He
a.
wields dual balloons.
Like, oh, sorry, my balloons just walked into your yard.
That's like a hard prop to carry around, you know. Balloons don't really like agree with you sometimes. I don't know how much balloon experience you guys have.
Somebody catches him and he's like, away! And then he's just like looking at the balloons. And he's like, fuck, it worked enough.
Seriously, if you have like a lot of them, they're hard to get around.
Yeah. And
Adam knows this because he's a clown.
Maybe he was in Seattle. It's like the Windy City.
Oh my
and
God.
He was just
I think that's Chicago.
Chicago's a
Chicago,
windy city.
Windy City.
Seattle is rainy and full of dickheads.
Yes. There you go.
And dickheads
Wow.
and balloons.
As a Niners fan, I just completely denigrated our whole fan base from Seattle just now. I apologize. Recently, rumors have been confirmed that they are making the comic book Preacher into a television series for AMC,
Really?
headed by producers Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg.
Oh, yeah, I did hear that.
I heard about that.
Good Seth
I'm
Rogen.
excited. I'm a big Garth Ennis fan, so I'm very excited about that.
Oh, awesome. So,
Yeah.
have you read Preacher?
I have. I love Preacher. Crossed is my favorite comic book, which that's Garth Ennis's thing for Avatar Press. So fucked up, and I love it.
Isn't the best shit fucked up?
Yeah, it really is. Garth Ennis is, I think, a genius. So, my favorite comic book writer, and to hear that Preacher is going to be... They wanted to do a movie, and I don't know why they decided to do a TV show, but if AMC's doing it, I mean, Walking Dead's fantastic, so it's got to be great.
Walking Dead's hit or miss.
Really?
You're talking to two.
Well, do you read
huge
the comics?
Walking book.
I
or
didn't.
Walking Dead
Oh, read them,
fans.
read them, read them, read them, read them, read them, read them. They're so
I
fucking
hear they
good.
watered it down.
This season's
they're
way too slow for me. Way too slow.
Yes, I'm tired of them just
We gotta stay
taking
away
an
from
entire
spoilers. We don't want to
episode,
ruin anyone's
just
night.
sitting with one or two characters for the entire
It's
episode.
I agree.
it's a drama. It's starting to turn into a drama with
Well, it's
zombies.
supposed to be. Yeah, well, it's
It
supposed to be.
It is supposed to
be
be.
a drama, but the way they're developing characters
In
is
the
is
comic,
kind
the
of
drama's so much more natural, and the TV show does have corny moments. I do still watch it. I'm not putting it down.
I've seen
I'm
every
putting it down a
episode.
little bit.
My girlfriend's already given up, and now I'm watching it solo.
But I mean, as a
Sadly.
production-wise, it's done way better than other television shows, I believe. Like,
Especially comic book based ones.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. As far as production quality, AMC is top of the game.
I mean, how many awful comic book TV shows have there been? You know.
Oh, the Justice
I honestly
League
couldn't
pilot
even
from the
get into
90s?
Shield. Like a lot of people like Shield. I tried to watch it. I watched the first episode. and I
Agents
was
of
like,
S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Yeah, Agents of Shield.
Yeah, I made it through 4 episodes before I gave up with that one.
Didn't even watch it.
I'm excited for Preacher. That's awesome.
All right, so the topic for today is fucking horror movies.
I get a feeling not many people knew that because we really never mentioned this before up until now.
Yeah, well, kind of.
I mean, if you don't count the title of the podcast.
We talked about it a little bit earlier. We got these motherfuckers chained up and back. In a little bit, we're going to throw a fucking epic tournament, and the 7 of us are going to elect a
I
winner.
can't wait to see the carnage.
Yeah.
Sweet.
But we'll get to the finer aspects of that in a little bit here. So I hear you guys are big fans of horror movies.
That's what I mean. I'll put it this way: Dave and I, the reason we met years ago was because of horror movies.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
I mean, it was our common ground. We knew a person at the time who loved horror also.
Still
And
does, but
Still does, but we don't
our
love him.
terms
but-
aren't exactly
Horror
friendly.
movies can bring people together in ways you
Really
couldn't
can.
even
Oh,
unfathom.
yeah.
Oh, unreal!
It's
Like,
like horror's been my life since I can remember.
Yep.
Just going to my grandma's house and seeing Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, I was like, that's pretty cool looking. I'm gonna watch it.
That's pretty cool looking.
Yeah.
And then you watched it again as an adult, and you're like, Dennis Hopper, you a madman.
Yes, he
Did
is.
you see 2 before 1?
Yes, I did.
Wow.
My
does that make
my
you
first
feel?
horror
2
movie I
is
ever
lots.
saw was Evil Dead.
Ah, yes,
Yeah.
over here.
First
I
horror
fucking
movie
love
ever
Evil
watched?
Dead. I met Bruce
Awesome.
Campbell.
That is
Yeah.
that is
my
pretty
dad.
fucking sweet.
My dad has always been an Evil Dead fan. Like I'm 30, going years and years back. Some of my first memories of my dad are us watching Evil Dead 2. What we used to
Evil
do
Dead
is
2 is my favorite.
yeah. It
Like,
was
how
crazy.
young were you? Were we talking
Oh, man.
4 or 5 years old?
Yeah,
He's
like, really-
He's like, oh, get this part. This is the part where.
What did you think of
Yeah.
the remake?
Well, I wanted to go in there with an open mind, and I didn't think it was bad. I thought it was decent, and I enjoyed it, I guess.
the opening was so shitty. because
Yeah.
they did so much PR about how it was going to be a bunch of practical effects, and the first thing they did was have the woman burned by fucking CGI fire. And I just sat there and was like, oh, good practical effects. But
So-
if they cut that out and they had the rest of the movie, I loved the rest of the movie. It was just that opening. I hate it.
Here's my major beef with it. They made it about Satan. To me, the Necronomicon was about these H.P. Lovecraftian, like, ancient Sumerian demons,
Yeah.
the Deadites and shit. And, like, you look in that book, and it's clearly about Satan.
Yeah, it
and,
is.
like, make a movie about Satan, I'll watch it, but, like, that's not Evil Dead.
Right.
Like, Evil Dead's not about the devil. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I like the ideas behind their vision for it. And,
There was a lot of
Great.
cool... I liked the rest of it.
yeah,
Just
the
that was what I
camera
wanted to talk about.
shots were phenomenal.
The
Like,
gore was so good.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, there was
so
a lot of
over
gore.
the top, which it had to
there
be.
were two things that I was questioning as I was watching the movie, and one was, boy, how can this guy take so much damage and just like keep coming back?
Yeah.
And the other one was how easy it would have been when the girl was pinned underneath the Jeep. The Deadite clearly could have just squashed her.
Yeah.
You know, like instead it was like, well, the plot says that I walk around the car and face her and let it rain blood.
There's
Yeah.
no fun in that.
But I know, yeah,
If the
it's
bad guy, he could clearly win most horror.
Most
movies.
times.
You know,
I guess.
that's what we should do. We should make like 1 second horror movies where it's like a killer comes out with a knife and just someone pulls out a gun and shoots him.
Yeah.
1 second or like 1 minute horror film.
And say 1 second, man.
Exposition
One flash.
not necessary.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, I didn't think it was too bad.
We're also talking about a Necronomicon, a book that really can't do that stuff and whatnot. So yeah, you have to suspend your disbelief when
Yeah.
it comes to movies.
Absolutely.
So
And it's funny how some people can with movies that they really enjoy, but then can't as soon as they don't like
Well,
a movie.
because the movie has to do it well. The movie has to set it up so that you A, want to, and B, can.
That is also very
There's a
true.
level where you can't be like, I can't suspend my disbelief anymore. Like, this isn't properly executed. They're not giving me a reason to suspend my disbelief.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Right.
Like Twilight did an awful job of making you want to believe that vampires can live in sunlight.
I saw two of them. I went to the theaters to see it because I wanted to see what the hype was. And being
Yeah.
a horror movie guy, I'm like, all right, vampires, werewolves, this is up my alley. I'll totally go check it out.
I knew
There's
what it was
so much hype
because
behind it.
what it was because of my ex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw one. That was enough.
Well,
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that.
I'd rather watch Teen Wolf.
Going to that
oh, that's
theater.
awful.
I like
the
that.
Show Teen Wolf or the
Yeah,
movie?
yes.
Because the movie is pretty fucking
The show,
awesome.
the show on
movie's
MTV, Teen
Oh.
Wolf. I watched the first 2 seasons
it's
and loved it.
basically-
Now I got a little far, but
I went out though to see what the hype was about Twilight. I definitely watched it. It was really poorly. Like I didn't read the books, but the acting was dreadful. The way it was put together was bad. And then I went to go check the second one out because everyone's like, "Oh, well, this is a good one because it's a giant fight, werewolves, vampires." I was like, "All right, cool." Thinking like Underworld.
So anticlimactic.
oh,
Yeah.
it's so bad. Come on.
And plus, me in that theater, I felt like Chris Hansen was going to come out and be like, why don't you have some of this lemonade?
So what are you doing here?
Yeah,
Why
exactly.
don't you have a seat over here?
Why don't you have a seat right over here? I'm already sitting down, Chris. Come on.
How old is she?
Yeah, those, just feel free to walk out the door you came in. It's
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
you guys,
no-
like, I
no
know the
cops
cops
are-
are
Get the
there.
fuck down!
But yeah, I mean, Evil Dead 1, Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness are just, they're some of my earliest memories of horror. I loved them ever since I was little. And
So how old were you when you saw a girl get raped by a tree?
I was young, 4, 5, 6.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
I
I
mean,
was a freshman in high school. My older brother showed me it, and I
Yeah.
was like, "This movie's fucked up." And then to keep watching them in succession and
Uh-huh.
see Ash go from kind of a pussy to
Yeah.
total badass, over the top cheesy badass.
yeah, I mean, it only took me until I was older to really kind of appreciate the feeling of each one of those movies. Like, each one of those movies has a totally different feel to it.
Absolutely.
And-
Which is your favorite?
I gotta say Evil Dead 1 is probably my favorite
Okay.
because it feels like a real horror film to me. The second one's amazing. It's got humor in it and it's got horror. But I feel just like the first one's like a really good horror film.
Have you seen the short film? I think it's
Yeah, Within
called
the Woods.
Into the Woods.
Yeah. I've
That's
seen
interesting.
it. It's really hard to watch because it's just so grainy.
And the
but-
audio quality is
Yeah.
so awful, but
Yeah.
it's fascinating. I
It
love
is.
seeing early versions
Yeah,
of things.
I've
I
tracked
love.
down all of Sam Raimi's stuff. Like he did one. It was like a stop motion thing that had like a hamburger helper hand or something.
Oh, I've never
It's
seen
like
that.
killing people. And then there was another one where Bruce Campbell was a waiter. It was the short was called Dumb Waiter. They were obviously all in the Three Stooges. So Bruce Campbell would come and be like, "Oh, here's your drink."
A lot of physical
He'd
comedy.
like just drop it in people's laps and they'd be like, "What's the big idea?"
Dave probably won't mention this because he doesn't want to be showing off, but he has worked with Ted Raimi before.
What?
Yeah.
No way.
And he's worked
No big
with
deal.
I'm glad you
On
brought that
what?
up.
the guy
I've
from
done
the
his
Texas
website.
Chainsaw. You worked with the
Gunnar Hansen?
Leatherface. Yeah, Gunnar
Yeah.
Hansen.
No.
Yeah. We can call him right now. But
Look at his,
Wait,
look at his
can
arm.
we? I
Look
would-
at, look at his arm.
Pretty
Oh,
Tarman.
Leatherface tattoo.
little
And then
Tarman
Tarman.
action.
Tarman tattoo.
Yeah.
I don't even know
Point
who
my hair
Tarman
at
is.
him.
Return of the Living Dead.
I smelled it.
Oh,
Adam, what's your
Jesus.
favorite horror movie?
Yes. Kind of like Dave, I saw a lot of stuff early that I shouldn't have. My parents had HBO and they both worked nights and would just
Yeah.
leave.
HBO's great.
And I would just sit there and just watch all sorts of crazy shit.
Tales from the Crypt
Yeah,
and
Tales
shit.
from
A lot of
Crypt
Tales from the
is
Crypt. I
huge.
used to,
Real sex.
Real sex.
I used to-
Oh my
oh my
God.
God.
You used to watch Real Sex,
Love
and
Real
the
Sex.
prostitute
No, I
TV
remember-
show.
I
Yeah.
remember seeing a tranny on Real Sex and being like, "What?" Because
It's my first time.
I was so.
This
I
is
was-
normal, right?
Yeah,
This
I
is
didn't
normal.
know how to feel about it, you know.
Yeah, you're just so like secluded, because for me at least in Pulaski, it was just like
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
No, it's every guy. I mean, I'm sure at one point in time,
Are we still
each
talking about
one of
trannies?
us, we're talking. I'm sure.
Yeah, the next
Any
2
of us,
hours.
yeah,
Yes.
any of us at one
Buckle
point in
in,
time, we
folks.
were flipping through the channels, and we ended up stumbling upon Real Sex or something like that. And that's how we first.
They used to have great
Adam, we
shows
first saw
on there.
tranny.
Yeah, no, I didn't stumble. I would go right there once I figured it out.
Yeah, I didn't stumble
Once I
upon it. I
figured it
was
out, I'm like,
actively
yeah, channel-
seeking
Isn't
it
it
out.
crazy?
Channel 15, there you go.
Isn't it
Yeah.
crazy that to us at like 10, 11, 12 was like gold, and
Oh, it was
nowadays
I
like
don't
10,
know,
11, 12-year-olds are just like,
they don't
oh,
even
just
know.
pump it
They
out
don't
on
know the
computer.
struggle.
Yeah.
They don't know the struggle.
hashtag the
You
struggle.
don't even
I'll
have to
put that
pay
in.
for porn. It's just
Yeah,
right there, your
right there.
fingertips.
Just look up a Miley Cyrus video.
There
I
you
used,
go.
to have,
Yeah, right.
I used to have
Are
a
you a
teacher.
freak?
That's gonna sound weird, but I had a high school teacher, and he used to tell me he would say how he's like, "You guys are so lucky. You have like HBO and all that stuff because you have Real Sex." He said back in the day we had to find like our brother's porno mag, and it's crazy because now we can see the same thing, like how we're saying about kids. They just have to fucking go online and just
Man.
click boobs.
I could tell you guys
It's
some
so
really
weird
crazy
how
stories.
to us.
Yeah, I didn't do my favorite horror movie though. Is that what we're trying to do?
Wait, what are we talking about?
Sorry, I
Talking about
didn't
real
do
sex.
We
No
do-
judgment zone here.
Yeah.
That's right.
There is no judgment, man. I support it.
I know, like Aliens isn't a
That's
horror movie,
Yeah, that's
That
one
is
of my
horror.
but it
favorites.
scared the shit out of me.
It is no
Aliens
it's sci-fi
is
horror.
your
That's
favorite?
perfectly.
Well, the movie that made Alien really stand out for me was Aliens because of the colonial marines. They were just like, I want to be a colonial
Game
marine.
over, man.
Yeah.
Game over, man.
That or The Exorcist.
Oh yeah.
Because
that's
someone,
one of my
when I was
favorite
little,
classics.
somebody told me that was the scariest thing ever. So I somehow, and I was like, still young, convinced my dad we have to rent this, and I actually still have it stolen from Blockbuster from when I was like,
Nice.
very
That's amazing.
Nice.
That's gonna
You
be
were
worth-
part of the reason why.
And I'm
it
sorry,
went out of business.
Blockbuster.
You are the
but-
sole reason
If
they
you
went out
saw-
of business. You
if you
should
saw
be
my
ashamed
DVD
of
collection,
yourself.
Wants to go.
Angela,
what's up?
Favorite next guy for horror movies?
do it.
Adam mentioned The Exorcist. That I feel like that's
Awesome.
an iconic horror movie, groundbreaking, pushed the limits at the time, and to this day still kind of scares the shit out of me. But that's just me.
I don't want to go downstairs
Yeah,
after I watch it.
you have to like. The thing is, people nowadays they'll see the director's cut on DVD or whatever. Like me personally, growing up, that shit was on television, syndicated, and I like at first was like, I don't really see what the whole big deal is about this movie. Then like at age 16 or 17, I watched it again. The actual movie is like, fuck me, Jesus, your mother sucks cocks in hell. I'm like, oh my god.
She's
My
stabbing
sensibilities
her,
are offended.
Yeah, she's stabbing her vagina with a cross.
Yeah.
Yelling, "Let Jesus fuck you." That's kind of, you're like, wow.
Yeah, and to think like even
Awesome.
the time that
I see
that
that every day.
happened,
Exactly.
like
No one was
for
willing
that,
to take that
nobody
step back
was.
And that's when I got into
Absolutely.
punk rock and coincidentally into hardcore porn.
Yeah.
How'd you get into
No.
hardcore porn?
And then the hardcore porn drove you to
I kid,
dress
I
up like
kid,
a
I
clown
kid, I kid.
and follow kids around.
In
That's how it
Manchester.
all came
Only
to
in
be,
Manchester.
man.
Hey, what happens in Manchester stays in Manchester, okay?
This is not Vegas.
Second one's got to be for me. I got to point out is Nightmare on Elm Street. That always scared the shit out of me when I was a young kid. Begged my father over and over and over to let me watch it when I was like 5 years old. Finally gave in, and nightmares forever, dude.
Well, for you like me, I feel
Literally.
like people from our generation, like when I was growing up, I knew who Freddy Krueger was. I knew everything about him before I ever saw a movie. Because my cousins would tell me the stories, and I was horrified of him before I even saw the movies.
And like you would have nightmares about him without even seeing the movie.
I had a very specific fear that's like, I kind of want to watch this movie so I can know what it's about and see it for once, but I'm scared that if I watch it, I'll have a nightmare about him, and then I won't know if it's just because I watched the movie or if it's because he's trying to kill me.
Now, with that being said, was the hype of knowing him worth seeing it? Like, when you saw it, was it like...
Well, I mean, he's my favorite
Is he?
horror icon.
Okay.
Him and Ash from Evil Dead.
So that would be a yes.
Okay, that's yeah. Because I know for when I was younger, Michael Myers scared the shit out of me when I was younger. Like the imagery,
too.
the everything, even the cover with like the pumpkin with the knife. And then I remember when I finally saw it, the original one with Tony Moran and everything. It just didn't live
It's
up
not-
to the hype when I was a kid. I was
It
like,
definitely
oh.
doesn't live up to the hype of being scary.
Right.
I
that's
don't
what
watch
mean,
them, and you're right in that respect.
Mhm.
But I love Robert Englund's performance.
Oh,
I love
yeah.
the character.
Oh yeah.
Most of the mythology, not all of it,
Mhm.
and I love it as a cultural phenomenon.
How about the remake?
The remake's great.
The remakes,
I love
I like
it.
some stuff about it. I don't like some stuff. I feel like overall, I'd give it an overall positive, over
Do you know the
50%.
directors from Syracuse?
Which is weird.
No, I
a
didn't
lot
know
of
that.
a lot of critics fucking hated that movie.
Mhm.
They would have been a lot better without the CGI head coming out of the wall. I know they were trying to
it looks
remake
so much
that
better
same
in the
thing,
original.
but yeah, that's weird how something that came out 30 years earlier, or almost 30 years earlier.
Practical
I think you're
effects,
right.
man. Look at
Yeah.
Jurassic Park, dude.
Yeah.
That's
I
true.
think
And
Jurassic
that
Park
is
is some of the
where-
best special effects in any movie ever.
That is where the big divide is, because you let somebody from Platinum Dunes, helm that, the CGI is not going to look the way it's supposed to, or
Yeah, because
whatever.
Jurassic Park was also one of the pioneers in CGI. Like, you use CGI in appropriate places. You don't use it for everything.
Yeah, I remember seeing a lot of. I think it was a making of Terminator 2 where they showed how the T-1000 kind of congealed back together after he was melted. Like, just showing all those cool little
Yeah.
effects. I love stuff like
That's
that.
one of my favorite movies. Just throwing that out there.
Terminator 2?
Terminator 2.
Or
is-
Terminator?
Terminator 2. First R-rated movie I ever saw was Terminator 2. My father
Rented it from Price Chopper.
really. My father, he taped it on VHS from HBO, and he would tape all of them. And I was like, Dad, I want to see this, and he played it for me, and it was fantastic.
You hear that, HBO? You better start paying us.
I know,
because
right?
We're plugging you like a motherfucker right now.
HBO
It's
used to
not
be
TV.
awesome.
It is not TV.
Still,
I don't
alright.
remember the first
It's
R-rated
sure
movie
to talk
I
about.
ever saw,
Yeah.
but one of my friends, I brought him to see the first R-rated movie he ever saw,
Okay.
which was the Blair Witch Project.
Oh,
yeah.
I
Which-
sat on the floor for that.
Yeah, I fucking love it. A lot of people talk
I
shit,
like
dude.
it.
I
I-
love the Blair
I
Witch
have
Project.
a have a weird obsession with like found footage movies. Like
Me too, dude.
Yeah.
Awesome, because I myself am a fan of the found footage franchise.
lot
It
of
is
them
done
suck.
horribly,
Yeah, it's cool.
but that's because it's so easy to make them. So
it is.
anybody makes them.
even the latest Paranormal Activity, I liked it. It's
see,
it
there's
was
where
a
we
piece.
finally
It was a
divide,
piece of
man.
like crap, but I don't know.
Have you
It's just-
seen VHS?
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
The
definitely.
second
sure.
one sucks. The second one's awful.
Really?
Horrible.
The cult scene was fantastic, though. I love that scene. But yeah, I can see what you mean. The
But the
rest of it
first
was a little
one-
weird, but
Yeah.
The
First
first
one's
one,
awesome.
oh my god, I fucking love it. Dude, the first scene of the first one with like the succubus.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude,
So
that is the
good.
most unnerving, like,
I
like
you.
uncomfortable, scary,
you.
like piece of film I've
I
seen
like
in
you.
so long.
I like you. I
Yeah.
like you.
Yeah, oh my god, dude, and then when they're
Hi, I like you.
like, I feel like it taps
they not
into
know
a
that there
into
was
a
something wrong with that
vulnerable aspect of our psyche that a lot of horror movies haven't done yet. That like. For example, when you're hooking up with somebody, you're feeling very vulnerable, like anybody is.
Yeah.
And like to take that and be like, we're gonna put a horror spin on that.
Are you
Which-
feeling vulnerable, Ricky?
Sometimes.
He's sitting.
They've
next to
always
me,
done
so
that
yeah.
though with
Usually.
the aspect of the killer comes in and kills both of you. Like,
Yeah.
what if it's more because what you're feeling vulnerable about is the other person. Like, and that I don't know, dude. It's that shit's
That
fucked up.
person turned out to be a succubus and ripped your dick off.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, and the guy's naked, and like being naked brings a whole nother aspect of
Yeah.
like this primal like vulnerability. I don't know.
I don't know that much horror movies like Jeremy and Dave do. I see what's in the movie theaters. I see a lot of mainstream stuff. Again, with Angelo and Adam, I love the Exorcist movies. I own all the originals. I own all the remakes. Any Possession movie, I love all that. As far as like newer stuff, I love The Strangers. I love those creepy people peeking around
Home
corners with
invasion
masks
films.
on.
The
That's cool as
Strangers
shit.
is one of those movies that could actually happen.
Yeah.
It was one of those home invasion
Yeah.
movies.
Yep.
No, it
and
can't.
just
Stop,
completely
Craig. Shut
random.
up.
No.
Say it can't. Say it can't happen.
I like anything
It can't
based on
happen.
a true
You're
story.
wrong. You're a liar. We didn't get to you yet, Jeremy, did we?
No. I totally think of this all the time because I'm a huge horror movie fan, and I do it through like categories. I do my classics. My favorite classics are Frankenstein, the original with Boris Karloff, is one of my all-time favorite ones. I love The Wolfman also, so those are my two classics.
And this is how you know you have like
Love classic
somebody
horror
that's a
movies.
serious horror buff. He just comes and he's like, I have to go by genre of horror movies.
I do. I really do though.
I can't take one from the the other. No,
I can't.
they're all equal to me.
My grandmother bought me actually all of those.
Yeah.
When I was young, she's like, "Oh, you're into horror
Universal
movies." She bought me
Monsters.
every monster thing from every black and white.
And
I have
that's
all
probably
of them.
one of the best grandma gifts you could ever think of.
Oh yeah.
Ever.
I have
I
all
think it's the only good one.
for like sort of old, I guess like 80s. I love Fright Night. Is one of my all-time favorite
Okay,
ones.
so
Fright,
what did
the
you think
original.
about the remake?
I loved it.
Did you
I know
love
a lot
it?
of people didn't like
I
it.
fucking hated Colin
Really?
Farrell as the.
Dude, Colin Farrell
That's
is
why I
sexy
don't
as
wanna see it.
fuck. Dude, that's one of my man crushes right there. Him and Ryan Gosling, and don't get me started.
No,
on
Ryan
that.
Gosling's awesome.
I got a
No,
lit.
it's
Hold
not
on. He pulls out his
I
wallet.
have a long list of man
Spank
crushes.
bank.
Trust me on that one. Let's see. I love Return of the Living Dead. Tarman. It's
Awesome.
very punk, very cool.
The
Return of the
80s
Living
and
Dead.
horror just go hand in hand for
Oh,
me
yeah.
because
If I
growing up,
started-
that was when horror movies were scary still
Yes.
and
Yeah.
dangerous.
I love Rob Zombie's Halloween, which I know a lot of people went against it because in the original Halloween there was no gore. It wasn't like too crazy. I mean, it was scary.
The gore wasn't the problem I had with the movie.
What didn't you like about it?
Oh, I'm not a fan of like giving a sympathetic backstory for why the killer is a
Fair
crazed,
Yeah.
A lot of
maniacal
people didn't like
person.
that.
I don't want to be like, oh well, it's justified. Ta-da!
But I love The Last Exorcism. I love exorcist films. I love devil worship, cult stuff. I'm really into the occult and everything like
Have
that.
you seen The House of the Devil?
Yes.
Fucking love that movie. That gives it that 70s feel.
What's crazy about House of the Devil is that who did that, Dave? You know,
T.I. West or
Ty West, right?
yeah, Ty West.
Ty West did that. We went to an event at the Palace Theater. They do horror movie events all the time. I'm going to plug that too. If you're from Syracuse or from CNY, you need to go to the Palace Theater and support that because
They're,
I just
They're
saw
having the Horror Fest
Salt City Horror
on,
Fest, yeah.
the day before Easter.
a week or two ago, I saw Harold and Maude there, which is one of my favorite movies. And listen next week; it's the topic of next week's episode. But that's a 1971 film. Very cool to see it on the big screen.
The place is wonderful. I'm glad you decided to plug that for people around Central New York. You could see 35 millimeter.
yeah.
Yeah, I was able to
films
see
there.
Creature from the Black Lagoon 3D
Oh,
on
My
35
favorite,
pound
my
millimeter.
favorite classic.
It was absolutely amazing.
We
in
know
3D.
none of you were fucking born at that time, so
Yeah.
this is your chance to see these movies on the big screen.
I got to see Fright Night in 35mm, which was awesome. And the last Salt City Horror Fest. And also, obviously, Night of the Living Dead, the original one by George Romero, they had that one playing there too.
Mhm.
Palace Theater was showing, back to that, I was totally a tangent, but they showed House of the Devil and Innkeepers. I watched House of
Okay.
the Devil, and I thought House of the Devil was actually shot in the 70s. And
Right,
when-
it was done that well.
I had no idea afterwards that,
2009.
yeah, and it was
That's
by the
cool.
same
I
person.
want to check this out now.
By the same person that did Innkeepers.
Yep.
And in Innkeepers, I thought it was dreadful because it reminded me of like a Disney on TV movie, like a horror movie that they put out during Halloween.
It is very slow in its delivery
Yeah.
and almost doesn't deliver at the end.
I thought it didn't deliver at all, but I do House of the Devil. I love all that fantasy, supernatural, religious stuff. Is cool because it's something that people deal with every day. It's something that is completely society and the world is engulfed in religion and stuff like that. So it's cool that they make movies about that to freak people
So
out.
you were you into the Paranormal Activity movies?
I didn't mind them. I
Okay.
saw the most recent one,
Yeah.
and I really enjoyed it. The Paranormal Activity in the Hood.
Because I was gonna say, I mean, there's a lot of.
That should have been
Yeah.
That should have been
the
the
March
title.
ones. That should have been the title.
I thought so.
one of my
They came out with gats, and they're like, "Yo,
Yeah.
motherfucker, boom!"
Yo, about to shoot this ghost.
My favorite part, my favorite part is how stereotypical that movie was, because they had the Mexican people and they're like, "Yo, you got the chalupas, man? Yeah, yo, we're partying." And I was like, "Oh my god, this is so bad right now."
When we know real people from Mexico wouldn't step near a chalupa from Taco Bell.
Oh yeah.
I bet. Yeah, and I love the Simon board. Not to give away too much of the movie. I mean, I don't really care about spoiling that movie.
You can give it away.
But instead of using like a Ouija board, they use the game Simon to like talk.
I heard about that. Yeah, I was a fan of the first two paranormal movies, and the third one took a little bit to actually understand and like appreciate it. But the fourth was absolutely dreadful. I thought like the whole time it was just, if it wasn't the same exact scare I've seen in the 3 movies previous, it was no scare at all. And just like, oh, this was something's gonna happen. Oh, okay, she just went to sleep and it's now tomorrow.
They all kind of mash together. It's like what you're talking about, Nightmare on Elm Street. I bought the pack of them when I was younger, like all of them in one, and I watched them straight through. Same thing with the Halloween movie, the original ones. And I can't tell you what's in what movie and what's in the other, because they all just get together. And same thing with Paranormal.
They go back to the first movie in the latest.
I'm kind of interested that I think it's very interesting that they did do that. I thought they were just going to be like how the Saw movies just kind of turned into just
torture porn.
Then it turned into torture porn. That's what I want to say. That it turned into torture porn basically. But I mean, they did do some backstory and whatnot. But I mean, I was not expecting them to get that in depth with the story of Paranormal Activity, which they did. And it was actually quite interesting.
Well, I don't think they were expecting it after they made the first one.
That's true. Which that one did not live up to the hype. When I saw so much of the online things, they had so much hype around the first Paranormal Activity movie, and it did not.
I think it's just fun for me.
I
to
like
see
the
it
alternate ending. It's better than the actual ending they used.
Yes, absolutely. I'm glad you brought that up because I would have forgotten about it. But there was no way you could have made sequels, so it just would have ended that way.
I just liked it better. It was more ambiguous. It made more sense. It fit with the rest of the movie more, that you would feel comfortable being like, wow, that was some tape somebody found. And I don't know. Let's not spoil it.
I think I have seen it, and I know what you're talking about.
I think if you haven't seen it by now, like...
well, still, we're going to not spoil it, because that's the ending of a big movie that's not that old. So
I guess so.
It's old enough.
But those are my favorites, I guess. I can't think of any other ones.
I'm gonna spoil Nosferatu.
The timetable is passed. So.
All right, so what we're going to do right here, we've got 32 different horror icons divided into 2 divisions, heroes and villains.
That's a lot.
We've set up the brackets. They've all been placed randomly. We haven't even looked at the list. We don't know who is facing who in round 1. We're going to go through each round. There's going to be 30 matches altogether, so we got a lot to plow through here. And we are going to elect a winner. You guys ready for this?
Let's plow. I'm ready.
Let's plow.
Let's plow it.
All right, so let's start with the heroes division. Match 1. We've got Egon Spangler, the fucking Ghostbuster. God bless Harold Ramis.
Rest in peace, brother.
Let's dedicate this episode to him.
This whole episode is dedicated to Harold Ramis. How do you feel being on this episode?
That's great. One of my favorite movies is Groundhog's Day. I love that movie.
There you go.
Yeah.
God bless the man.
Yeah.
And so who's Egon Spangler going up against? Egon Spangler versus Chris Redfield, the protagonist of the Resident Evil series, because fuck Alice.
That's an easy one for me.
All right, so let's let's go through.
I'm going with Egon. Ghostbusters was my youth.
So you think Egon can take Chris Redfield?
Yeah.
All right, Ricky.
I agree with Dave because Dave seems to know what he's talking about.
All right, we got 2 votes for Egon.
I got Egon too, man.
3 votes for Egon against Chris Redfield. Goddamn.
Easy.
4. Yo, you guys know this dude was like trained by the military. Like he's got guns.
I know.
Chris Redfield.
I don't think he's that intelligent. I don't think so. I think that he might have been trained and he might be good with a gun, but
Egon might have invented something that
Egon
could like.
Exactly.
Egon is gonna dual wield the proton packs. And he's gonna cross the streams.
He's done.
Fuck his
I
day
don't even
up.
think he needs to cross the streams.
No.
I think he'd all smart him.
He takes like mold spores and samples.
Well, that's one of his.
Come on, man.
That's one of his favorite subjects.
Very
his
smart.
interests.
So that's 5 votes.
Yeah, I vote Egon as well. I think
Craig?
he's not smart
Wow,
him.
I was easily gonna say, as much as I love Egon and Harold Ramis and the whole Ghostbusters thing. By the way, 3 should still happen. I was gonna say Chris Redfield because, well, he has a gun. And Egon is kind of not bulletproof.
Isn't he technically a zombie now?
We're
too,
suspending the disbelief. Come on.
Suspend the
And
disbelief.
if he prepared, he could have afforded bulletproof clothing, I guess. You
yeah.
know, bulletproof.
But-
Horror movies.
But once you mention that he could think of something, all he really has to do is just aim the proton pack at him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got the science background, so he could be like, well, the velocity of your bullet hitting me in this angle is...
Yeah.
You would outsmart him somehow.
Okay.
He
All right.
invent something.
My vote is sold, Egon.
I'm hopping on the Egon train. We got
Yeah,
a unanimous
choo-choo.
vote. Egon moves on to the second
That's a
round.
shame because Chris Redfield is awesome.
The whole intro on PS1 of Resident Evil, like the live action, I loved that shit.
Oh yeah,
It was
that's
great. But yeah.
All right, so match 2.
awesome. Dun, dun, dun.
We got Seth Gecko, George Clooney's character in From Dusk Till Dawn.
Oh,
I
the
thought
Gecko
about putting
brothers.
Sex Machine in this tournament. I really wanted to, but in the long run, Sex Machine went down in that movie, and George Clooney didn't. So sorry,
because
Tom
he was George
Savini.
Clooney, he used the powers of the Clooney.
The Clooney.
So we got Seth Gecko, badass fucking bank robber who fucks up vampires, versus Laurie Strode. Who I don't need to explain who Laurie Strode is.
Wow.
She just
Heroine
kind
of
of
the
persevered through those
Halloween.
movies.
Well, I'm going to have to go with Seth. Even though a slew of bros copied his tribal tattoos, I'm still going to go with Seth.
Ricky.
I don't know. That's a toss-up. I don't pass for now. I'll come back.
No, you can't
No, I
pass.
can't
you can't
pass.
pass. No
Go, go,
passing.
go.
Just
Well,
pick
I guess
Laurie
if you
make
want
it
to
a
pass, we'll come back to you last. Sure.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, sure.
We'll
We'll
do
come
that.
back to Ricky last.
So he'll be a deciding vote.
All right,
There
Angelo.
you go.
I gotta go with Seth. Gotta go with the vampires.
There
So
you
it's
go.
2 for Seth.
And fuck Seth. I'm going with George Clooney.
Seth is
His sexiness is out of control. Anything he does.
George Clooney looked at himself as Seth
my-
and said, "You're going in the Clooney clutch."
Yeah, he is like the most
Crap.
charming man
Oh my-
from like the last like 100 years at
Really is.
least.
He's the silver fox,
Jesus.
man.
Yeah, no, definitely. Seth.
He's probably on my man
He
crush
is
list
your,
too.
he is your white whale.
I was gonna say for an older generation, he's up there for. He's good for me. So I'm gonna go with him. He can take me on any day.
Oh.
Hello.
Yeah, as much as Halloween is probably one of my favorite franchises, and Jamie Lee Curtis used to be a man. Is
Now she's just regular from Activia.
no, she didn't used to be a man, but there was the rumor that she was born with both parts.
What about
It's
True
not-
Lies, man?
It's not that
And
uncommon.
then True Lies, yes,
True Lies
Yes.
happened
Man,
and changed
True
everything
Lies.
for me.
did do an awesome
Yeah.
sexy dance, but that wasn't Laurie Strode.
And now she's regular from Activia, so it's completely ruined.
I'm gonna have to go with Seth Gecko because he's just fucking insane. Well, he's the saner of the two brothers, but
I may suffer from going. Well, I guess I'm not going last. Ricky's going last, but I'm sorry, Laurie Strode. But yeah, Seth Gecko, dude, George Clooney, like he's got this. There's no way I'm voting for Laurie Strode over Seth
there's
Gecko.
no way that Michael Myers kind of plays by his own set of rules, and Seth Gecko don't play that shit.
No
he's
way.
not gonna stalk you. He's not gonna wait for the timing to be right. He's just gonna put you out of your misery because that's what's best for business.
And technically, the person that did kill Michael Myers is Busta Rhymes. If you look at the original lineup, so think of that.
No, because that movie didn't happen.
Digest that one, people.
Stop
Anyway,
it!
Ricky.
No, stop it! Stop it! That movie didn't.
Clooney.
Clooney.
All right,
Down
it's
to
unanimous.
So wait, is it Clooney or Seth?
Clooney.
It's
I think it might be
unanimous
Clooney.
again.
Clooney takes over
George
Seth.
Clooney won.
All right, next round.
All right, let's see if this unanimous trend keeps up. So next round, we have Celine, the protagonist from the Underworld series,
Sexy.
versus Nev Campbell. I'm sorry. Versus Sidney Prescott, Nev Campbell's character from the Scream franchise.
Well, I'm just going to go based on which movie I like better, and I like Scream, so I'm going with Nev Campbell.
That's not fair.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, he can go however he
You
wants.
go however
That's
you
right. My
But
endorsement's
you're
both ways.
standing by that she could hold her own in a fight against this bitch from Underworld.
I'm going to say she's going to hide behind a couch, and an Underworld bitch is going to jump on the couch looking for her.
She's gonna have her cell phone, or not her cell phone, her cordless phone in one hand and then
Yes.
knife in the other.
Yeah, and she's going to have like a Nokia cell phone. She's going to hit her in the head with it, and she'll be done. Or she'll slip on like a Gin Blossom CD, and then they were back in Scream, right? Back in the Scream days.
I'm going with Underworld just because I think that's more badass.
Ah, yes. So we have one vote. Finally, we're starting to get like a not just a unanimous thing here.
I gotta go with Underworld too. We're gonna split it up. And,
There's two for Selena.
werewolves and vampires more up my alley than the Scream franchise.
Selena, I had a crush on her, so
Nice.
that's really how I'm doing it. Like, I'm just,
Fair
No,
enough. I
I'm not really
mean,
putting too much thought
Kate
into that.
Beckinsale in black leather.
yeah,
That is nice. That is
Good
nice.
God is right.
that made me feel weird.
No, it
Certain
doesn't.
parts of my body. Yeah.
You should be feeling that way when you see that.
I'm gonna go with Sidney Prescott just because I love the Scream movies and a lot of people don't like them. And I know realistically in a fight, I do think the Underworld woman would win, but I think Sidney's pretty badass, so I'm gonna go with her just off that.
I love the Scream franchise, but I gotta say, Sidney Prescott is one of my least favorite characters from that franchise. Hands down, Selena's got it. She has superpowers compared to Sidney. She is a vampire now, and she has been around for a long time, and she sure knows how to shoot a gun
True that.
with light bullets.
Heyo!
She sets that shit off.
I'll be shooting light bullets later.
Light bullets. Light bullets
no George
into
Clooney.
the Kleenex.
She's no silver fox, but
No.
Sorry, Nev Campbell. I do have an appreciation for the Scream movies, and I don't like the Underworld movies. Not at all, dude. I'm not a fan of Underworld. I think it's kind of lame. But I gotta be real here. I think Celine would whoop Nev Campbell's ass. I gotta go with Celine.
What?
Boom.
I agree with what you said though. Like
Yeah.
I think she would actually win, but Scream movies are way better.
Dude,
done.
Gin Blossom CD. You slip on that, there's no getting
Done.
up.
Dunzo.
But that was 3-4, right? Celine,
As she's
Celine
falling,
took it.
she's cursing, hey, jealousy.
Yes.
Next match, we've got Sean Riley, the main character of everyone's favorite zombie flick, Shaun of the Dead. He's whooped some zombie ass, just your everyday Joe. And was he living in London?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In London, and he's going up against Blade, the half vampire
not
Wesley
fair.
Snipes motherfucker.
Wait. So we're going with that one because there's the original Blade. Looked like
The
he was
comic
going
book?
to from like a disco party from the 70s.
We're
You know?
taking
Oh, no, but this is
however
Wesley
you want to
Snipes.
take it. Like this
Oh,
is
the blade you want.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's the cultural like recognition of this character Blade, like the culmination of the comic book and the movie, and
Okay.
just the pop culture like subconsciousness. You know, I don't know. Am I making sense?
No, you told makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah, I actually met the creator of Blade and he was a jerk. But anyway, continue.
My one of my really good friends, their father illustrated Blade a lot in the 90s. He also did Turok Dinosaur Hunter, Exo Man of War. He did a lot of shit. It was pretty cool.
That's
Bart
really
Sears, check out his shit.
I will.
Sweet.
Anyway.
Well, realistically, Blade has to win, and Wesley Snipes is a badass. But I'm gonna say, I'm gonna go with Blade.
You don't think Sean's dumb luck would
I don't
find him a
know.
way?
I think Sean would probably be. Let's say he'd be in a crowd hiding somewhere. Let's say they're feuding, and Blade would walk by. Maybe Sean could get the upper hand, but I don't know. Blade's got some quick reflexes.
Blade.
2 votes for Blade.
I'm gonna change this up real quick. I'm gonna have to go with Shaun of the Dead because they know where the safe haven is, and that's at the bar.
There you go.
Yeah, you know what? Wesley Snipes didn't pay his taxes, so I'm gonna go with Shaun of the Dead.
My moral fucking barometer.
He didn't pay his taxes. So
You
that's
are an
it.
enemy to the U.S. government, so you automatically lose.
He's a commie, so I can't vote for him.
He's a goddamn communist.
Shaun of the Dead.
Jeremy?
I'm gonna go with the original Blade who had the afro and wore the pink like
Nice.
dashiki, whatever. And I'm gonna say he can't do shit. So I'm gonna go with Sean. Sean would smack him with the cricket, whatever, the mallet. And
We don't understand.
he actually
that
might
thing.
like it because
So what's that? 3 for Blade, 2 for Sean?
It's
Three for Sean.
Three for Sean, 2 for Blade.
We got a Blade
3
fan
for
over
Sean,
there,
2 for
Colin.
Blade. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
he's ready. He's already putting his vote in. He's like,
No, I'm just lost. So wait, who did you just vote for?
for Sean.
So we got 3 for Sean, 2 for Blade. Craig, where do you cast your vote?
My vote lies most likely in the Blade camp. I like Simon Pegg much more than Wesley Snipes. I like the character Sean more than Blade, but when you're dealing with a half vampire that just knows how to kick ass against vampires, which are a lot faster and more aggressive than zombies, and cunning too. So, yeah, Blade.
So we got 3 for Blade, 3 for Sean. It all rests on
you're
me.
the tiebreaker.
Oh man, too much fucking pressure, guys. From the secret room, I'm Nathan Capister. This has been a great podcast.
Talk to you next time.
Anyways, thanks for
having
by the
us.
way, guys, it's been awesome. You're welcome back. See, part of me does say Blade because I'm like, Blade actually knows how to fight, and he's very skilled at it, and he's half vampire. And Sean is just some dude, and he was fighting zombies, which were a lot of zombies, and it was fucked up, but it's still zombies. Like, Blade is far from a zombie.
The easiest of all the horror villains to fight.
Yes.
But at the same time,
Well, now when
when
you're
you're
talking
dealing
about
with
hordes.
fiction, certain characters do. Sean does have that dumb luck way of just he gets it done, and that's part of his character arc, and he gets shit done, and he
Stumbling
finds his
upon
way.
success,
So it
if
does
you will.
make sense that if this fight actually happened, Sean could find a way to get through it.
Okay,
So I'm a
let me-
little torn here.
I like
Before
it.
you post your answer, let me just lay out this scene for you. They're in the pub, right? Blade finally found him there, and he comes after him, and Sean recoils like in fear, but at the same time he kind of was holding up a stake, and Blade kind of just accidentally fell on the
Oh.
stake.
Yeah, I don't know if it
yeah.
would be that anticlimactic.
It could be.
I'm gonna go with Sean.
All right. That's
Sean
commendable.
advances.
My man.
Next
He
round.
stays alive for one more round.
Well, not next round, but next match. We've got everybody's favorite hero. Well, I don't know about everybody's favorite hero. I don't know. I'm running out of ways to introduce these people. So we've got the fucking hero of Zombieland, Woody Harrelson as Tallahassee.
Ooh.
Fucking gun-toting,
He's a
fucking
badass.
one-line
Yeah.
badass motherfucker.
Plus, he likes Twinkies.
He's loaded up on his Twinkies. He's all primed and ready for this fight. But is he ready? Because he's going up against vampire slaying extraordinaire, Miss Buffy Summers from Sunnydale.
I thought you were going somewhere else, but okay.
So let's see. What are we saying, guys?
Well, I'm going with Buffy.
Buffy?
Yeah.
My man.
Buffy.
Buffy. 2 for Buffy.
Buffy.
3 immediately for Buffy. Not even
Tallahassee.
Fuck you.
Oh.
Fuck, what is that? Come on.
Buffy.
Alright, yeah, Tallahassee. Easily.
All right. So we got 3 for
Buffy
Buffy,
would-
1 for Tallahassee.
She would never wipe her tears with money, though. She's too good for that.
I have to go with my all-time favorite 90s crush, Buffy.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Tallahassee.
He's not a silver fox yet. Once he gets there, maybe he'll
Not
win.
quite yet. That is,
He's hot.
man. Tallahassee's such a badass, but come on, fuck it. It's Buffy. She can do whatever she wants.
Oh, yeah.
She saves the world from the Hellmouth, man. Come on.
Yeah, I'm going with Buffy.
Buffy. Craig doesn't even like Buffy, dude. I fucking love Buffy the Vampire Slayer. That's my shit.
To be fair, I have decided, haven't gotten a chance to get around to it yet, but I've decided I was gonna go and watch.
Watch it. It's so good. Joss Whedon's the man, dude.
Even
It's
the
fucking
movie.
awesome.
The movie I like. That,
Oh,
I know
I've
it's
seen the
not even
movie. I've seen the movie. That was the basis
Well,
for the show.
Joss Whedon had
Right?
the original treatment for the movie. They just butchered it from what he intended. But there is some Joss Whedon left in there.
Yeah, yeah.
So it does have that redeeming quality to it. I love Tallahassee. I love Zombieland. I feel so bad. Tallahassee, I salute you, but you're going down. We're outnumbering you.
He's
Sorry,
going down
Adam.
on the Titanic.
Yes.
Just like
Fuck you guys.
hand to his head, just watching it sink.
He couldn't fit on the door. That's
Buffy
the Titanic.
advances to the second round.
Buffy.
Never let go.
I'll try my hardest to kill Buffy now.
All right,
match.
next match. We've got Michonne, sword-wielding, dreadlock-wielding motherfucker from The Walking Dead. Are we all
Did not
familiar with
expect
who
this
Michonne
coming
is?
out.
Hot as shit.
Yeah, she's great.
Nothing says sexy like being sweaty, haven't showered in 2 months, and holding a katana.
I would definitely let her chop my arms off and walk
Really?
around.
Because I have a couple friends, dudes, that would probably fit that description right now in their
The worst part
bedrooms,
is
11 o'clock at
I
night.
feel like I know who you're talking about.
And Michonne is squaring up against Miss Ellen Ripley,
God
fucking
damn you.
hero of the
Oh.
Alien franchise.
God damn you, what a matchup.
Space traversing, fucking alien ass whooping, badass heroine.
This is one of the most even matchups so far. I'm really excited.
I already decided.
I gotta go with Ripley. She is
yeah.
straight up badass, and she's gonna get in that power loader and just give Michonne a good one.
Would that be like the mech?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
She probably wouldn't be allowed to use the mech, but I mean, your
Well, we haven't established any
What about
rules,
a pulse
Nathan.
rifle?
Anything goes.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Wait, isn't Ripley like part alien now? Technically, if you go through the
Well, she gave birth to
Yeah.
one or
I mean, it
something.
depends on
Well,
which
that's the
movie-
Ripley
which movie you're
clone,
watching.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ripley
nah, this
clone
ain't the Ripley
birthed,
clone. This is
yeah.
Ripley.
I'm just
The new
saying,
queen.
technically,
Yeah.
That's a fair argument.
I didn't know who we were going.
Pick
with.
your vote by whatever means you want to pick your vote. Okay, this is just an entertainment podcast. Okay,
Oh, no, this is
nobody's
serious.
actually gonna die. Okay?
Life or death. They're locked up in a closet over there. I saw them.
Someone's
Well,
gonna die.
we said they were locked up, and the last one, Tallahassee was crying for mercy when we told Buffy to just stake him in the face.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go with Walking Dead because I've never seen the other one.
Oh my god.
Wow, watch them.
I'll let you borrow them sometime.
All right, you'll let me borrow everything.
I know.
Angela?
Keeping my
I
lip.
gotta go Ripley all day.
There
All
you go.
day.
2 Ripley, 1 Michonne.
I talked about it earlier, so Ripley.
3 Ripley, 1 Michonne.
Ripley.
4 Ripley, 1 Michonne.
I'm jumping on the bandwagon now.
Ah,
5 Ripley, 6 Ripley. I'm
Whoa.
sorry, I fucking love Michonne,
love
but
Michonne.
I love her.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it to her, but it has
Yeah.
to be.
Yeah, I feel like Ripley has what it takes more so just to survive.
next we have Nancy Thompson, hero of the fucking Nightmare on Elm Street series. Everyone knows who Nancy Thompson is. She whooped Freddy's ass. She did ultimately get killed by Freddy, but she's a beast in her own right.
Nancy, what a beast.
Nancy the Beast.
Then we've got Mr. Employee of the Month at S-Mart. Shop Smart, Shop S-Mart. Ashley J. Williams, the chosen one of the Necronomicon. Fighter of evil, and all-around fucking dope badass guy. So, Nancy Thompson versus...
Nancy who? I'm going Ash all day. Yeah.
Ash Williams?
Do we need to...
Yeah.
Guys, let me just ask right now. Can we just skip... Is anyone
this gonna
voting
Yeah, I
be
think we
Nancy?
can all go for Ash.
We're going with Lord Ash.
We don't even have to discuss this. Nancy, you're fucked.
Fuck, I'm sorry, Nancy. You are awesome.
Ricky's like, what about Nancy?
So much respect.
I
but-
disagree.
Okay,
I don't know what
6-1.
I'm talking about.
Nancy's still fucked.
All right, the last match of round 1 for the Heroes Division. We've got Monster Hunter Extraordinaire, Mr. Van Helsing, versus, and I don't know, a lot of people might give me shit for putting her on the Heroes list, but fuck you, I'm standing by it. Carrie White, Stephen King's Carrie.
Telekinetic Carrie.
Yeah, the telekinetic. Got drenched
You
in
just
goat
made it
blood.
hard for
Said,
Van
"Fuck all
Helsing."
you motherfuckers." So Van Helsing versus Carrie White.
I gotta go with Carrie. She's gonna look all just normal and happy, and then all of a sudden
Do you
just
think Van Helsing's gonna basically gloss over her? And
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, she's
She's
gonna do
just
the
another
unexpected.
pretty face.
Fuck Dave, I'm going with Helsing.
Boom.
Man.
As he said, just another pretty face.
I gotta go Helsing too. I mean,
Yeah, Helsing sucks. I'm gonna go with Carrie. Carrie all the way.
All right,
My
it's
favorites.
evenly matched.
2-2.
Because,
Think about it.
well, this is what I thought of, is that Van Helsing, goes against, what, everything? He's
Yeah,
got to be
he's
able
a
to
monster
take on...
hunter.
Exactly, he's got to be able to take on Carrie, and even though Carrie is badass, I'm going to go with Van Helsing just because of his track record.
Do you think he can find a way?
He's got, I mean, come on, he's like MacGyver of Monster Hunting.
This is so true. As much as Hugh Jackman is one of the 5 people I want to punch in the face,
Yeah, but
I think of Van Helsing as Peter Cushing.
Peter Cushing, yeah.
That's who. When I think of Van Helsing, that's the first person that comes to mind is Peter Cushing, the Hammer movies, and fuck you, Carrie. My vote's for Van Helsing.
What's that, 4 Van Helsing, 2 Carrie?
I think Van Helsing's in the lead right now.
It doesn't, so it's 4 Van,
Yeah.
2 Carrie, whatever. All right, so it's 4 Van, 2 Carrie. You guys are right. Van Helsing is a fucking badass monster hunter. I feel like Carrie, though, man, her power comes from, man, fuck you. I've been persecuted all my life, and the more like overwhelmed and under fucking powered she is, the angrier and more cornered she feels, and she lashes out. I vote for Carrie, and
Carrie,
it does nothing.
though.
Van Helsing still wins.
Carrie, though.
So Van Helsing proceeds to the second round, and now we move into round 2.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so match 1 of round 2. Let's see how far our fallen angel is going to make it. We've got Egon Spangler versus Seth Gecko.
Oh,
Go.
no. Why would you do that?
Oh, man. Egon.
I was gonna say, make it easy. Egon.
2 for Egon.
Egon all day.
3 for Egon.
Yeah, man. I'm such a crush on George. I'm still going with Egon, though. God.
I'm gonna go with Egon. Not even
Respect.
because of the fact. Yeah, I'm not even doing it out of respect. Just in the fact of the same thing from the last one is that he is so intelligent that he probably can come up with something to beat him.
Yeah, it's not like he's been put up against somebody would extremely whoop his ass regardless. He's been put up against real people so far. So as crazy as Seth is, Egon's gonna outsmart you.
That would be a fantastic fight. Everybody's voting Egon, so I would just be a dick to pick Seth. But I'm going with Egon. I mean, you've convinced me. I mean, and yeah, out of respect, I mean, I'm not going to just pick Egon in every match, though. But you know what? He could pull it off against Seth. That would be a battle of the minds because Seth's a pretty smart, strategic
There's a couple
motherfucker.
people on this list that I'm going to pick over Egon, but it just hasn't happened yet.
Same
Yeah,
here.
exactly.
Egon advances.
Egon's gonna win.
I don't know. Only time will tell.
Next, we've got Celine versus Sean Riley.
Sean all day.
Still think Luck's gonna help him through.
Sean.
Celine.
Whoa.
Sean.
Sean.
God damn you, I'm voting Celine. Even though it probably doesn't matter at this point.
Since he got a 2-pointer already.
Yeah.
So wait, what's that? What's that? 3-2?
No, it's 4-2.
Oh, 4-2.
There's 7 of us. Do the math.
Yeah,
What's the
okay.
4
Public
Sean,
school.
2 Celine. now.
I can't do math right now.
Celine lost.
I was doing the same math.
I never learned to do math.
Your vote is invalid. Let's move on. No, seriously, I was
Jesus,
kidding.
gotta
What's
be
your
like
vote? What's your vote? No, I was kidding.
I'm going to vote for Sean because I'm still holding up his dumb luck and fuck Underworld.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Fuck Underworld.
Underworld sucks. It's
So
she's
so
way
who
hotter.
wins? I can't do math.
Yeah, Sean wins.
It's a good thing we don't have to
Just
count above 7 tonight.
I didn't know there was numbers after 7, but
Yeah,
It
yeah.
ends at pi.
yeah.
7, 8, 9. I don't know if you knew that or not.
This is probably my favorite fight of the night so far. Buffy Summers versus Ellen Ripley.
Oh boy.
Doggy.
Well, Ripley has all those fancy pulse rifles, so I'm going Ripley.
She does have
Yeah.
those pulse rifles.
Yeah, but
And
wait a
they're
minute. Have you watched Buffy before?
Yeah.
Because, remember in the 3rd season when they went against, at the
That-
college, they had pulse rifles too, and she was able to outsmart them and beat them. Booyah.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
does
and-
Ellen know how to use pulse rifles? I
Buffy's
mean,
whooped government operatives'
it's possible
asses
that these
before.
government It's possible that these government operatives are on par with stormtroopers as far as accuracy goes.
Yeah, I'll go Buffy.
Yeah, Buffy.
Ripley.
Buffy.
3 for Buffy, 2 for Ripley. God, Ripley.
All
I'm
right.
going Ripley.
Yeah, girl.
Putting it on me again, but man, I fucking love Ripley. Ripley's fucking awesome. I love the Alien series, and I think she's one of the best fucking heroines of American cinema. But Buffy's my fucking girl, dude, and I'm sorry, Ripley, but you're not a slayer. You're a boss ass bitch, but you are not a slayer. Buffy takes it.
That was a personal decision. You want to recount?
This isn't the Florida election.
I was gonna say, it's in Florida.
Oh man, I was hoping we'd see this fight. This is pretty dope. We've got Chosen One of the Necronomicon, Slayer of the Undead, and all that is evil, Ashley J. Williams. Let's not forget S-Mart Employee of the Month.
Yes.
And we've got another in the same field, Mr. Van Helsing.
Ash
This would be a
easily
fight to
wins.
fucking witness. You're saying
Yeah.
Ash?
Yeah, totally.
Helsing again.
Helsing.
Ash.
Oh man, I didn't even get time to really think. Well,
Helsing slayers everything.
Ash has a boomstick.
Housing Slayer is everything.
Everything.
Sure. I'm gonna go with Ash just because of Chainsaw.
I did not see that tour with Helsing and Slayer. I missed it.
You missed out on a good tour.
I definitely did.
That's all I'm going to say.
Oh God, Peter Cushing though. My response and answer is going to be in one word: groovy.
There you go.
Nice.
Dude, I can't vote against Ash in this, dude. Like, Van Helsing is a beast, but Ash,
Ash is
I don't
Ash.
fucks with Ash.
it's
Nope.
Ash.
Dude's got a boomstick. What do you want?
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Plus, he cut his own hand off. Helsing wouldn't do that.
No, I don't think Helsing would cut his own hand off.
He wouldn't need to.
Helsing would find out a way to live with his hand.
All right, so we're getting down to the nitty gritty, the final four of the Heroes division. Let's go right in. Egon Spangler, you've made it to the final four, and so have you, Sean Riley.
Oh, man.
Now we're pitting these two underdogs against each other, and we're seeing who the fuck comes out on top.
It's like really, really smart versus really, really dumb.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That should be
Yin
easy.
and yang, man.
Yeah. I'm going to have to go with Egon still.
Egon.
Respect.
2 for Egon.
That's 3 for Egon.
That's 3 for Egon.
I'm gonna make it 4. I think
4 for
The
Egon.
dumb- the
He's
dumb
got
luck
so
has-
much support.
the
from
dumb luck
this.
has to run out.
Yeah.
I was just and I think Egon as well. But if he went up against anybody else on the list right now, I think he.
Who,
just
Egon?
saying that. Egon.
Egon?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
going with Egon. But if
Here you
he
go. Were you saying he got the easy number one
really did.
seed and he just skated into?
Yeah.
I agree. I think that's exactly it.
Yeah,
That's how smart he
dumb
is.
luck helps until you face a supremely smart opponent there. So Egon,
I'm jumping on the Egon train. It's
Yeah.
Egon. But I feel like Egon would spare him. He definitely wouldn't kill him, you know? and he would train Sean to take the mantle and put on
Yeah.
the proton
Take him
pack.
on
there you
team.
go.
And
There's your new replacement for Ghostbusters 3.
Yeah. That'd be interesting.
That would be interesting.
And oh man, this definitely takes the cake as my favorite match so far. Buffy Summers, Ashley J. Williams. Oh my god, dude.
Ooh.
Why'd you have to do this to me, Fate? Why'd you have to do this to me? Alright, let's hear what these guys have to say first.
Oh, boy. It's easily got to be Ash for me. He's king.
Buffy.
Ash.
Ash.
All right.
Jeremy's gonna cry.
I'm already
It's alright, man. It's not real.
No, this is super real. The issue I'm having with this is that you have Buffy, who's basically like the queen, and then you have Ash.
They're
who's
both
the king.
chosen ones,
That's what I'm thinking. Is they are both chosen ones.
but they're chosen ones to fight evil.
I mean, think of
So-
all. Ash went against the Necronomicon. I'm totally gonna get into this right now. Ash went against the Necronomicon, which had, certain villains. Buffy went against a surplus, and plus, fuck.
There can only be one.
Yes.
I'm gonna go with Ash. I'm gonna go with Ash.
Wow.
I'm
Ash.
surprised.
Wow.
I'm gonna have to go with Ash too.
Are we going with Ash or Bruce Campbell? Because I think in my head right now, I'm thinking Bruce Campbell, and not really Buffy.
Bruce Campbell has done some questionable movies.
Well, if it was Bruce Campbell versus Sarah Michelle Gellar, I don't think any of us would have any questions on how this match is going to play out.
Honestly, if this was Bruce Campbell versus Ash, I would still choose Ash. So
Yeah. Quite true.
Man, see, where I'm coming from is they're both chosen ones, so they're both gifted with that. But they're chosen ones to fight evil. So fighting each other, it would be relying on their skills alone. And that would be tough. It would also be relying on, though, like, Ash does have the same dumb luck factor that Sean has, but he's considerably more powerful than Sean. And, fuck, I love Buffy so much.
I feel like he would sleep with her before he killed her too.
It would happen. It would
or
happen.
at least try to.
Who wouldn't?
He would.
Tell me
No,
about
you know what? He would try to, but I don't think he would succeed. No, he wouldn't.
No.
Buffy's got too much self-respect.
She's high class.
Angel would come in and do something.
That guy.
Fuck, I gotta give it to Ash.
Alright.
I'm sorry, Buffy. I love you.
There you go. We have the final fight, right?
That leaves us with the
Are they
final
heroes?
fight. Who is it, Craig?
It's Ash versus Egon Spangler. Dun dun dun.
Oh, no. My heart just sank.
Did this ever happen? I can't believe I've never been asked this question.
It's the easy one.
Okay, so
Shut up.
here's what I'm
It
thinking.
is.
Ash has his chainsaw. He deflects the proton beam
Oh,
and blasts Egon, so I'm going with Ash.
Damn you! Oh man, I'm saying
One
damn you because
for Ash.
that's exactly what I was
The
thinking.
tension is building. Ricky, this all rests on your shoulders. If you fuck this up, everyone will hate you for the rest of your life.
I definitely
We're gonna be a polka band after this.
Angelo definitely will.
I'll go with Egon again, always.
There you go.
One for Egon, one for Ash.
Egon all day.
2 for Egon, 1
Egon
for
took the
Ash.
lead.
Adam, it is.
No, I'm
Forget
s-
what I said about Ricky. This all rests on your shoulders.
I think Ash. Yeah. I don't want to explain. I don't want to explain myself.
So that's 2 for Ash, 2 for Egon.
He just knows it in his soul.
The way I thought about this is kind of the same way Dave did, in the fact that I seriously am also looking at strength, and Egon is, the nerdy kind of science guy who's very weak when it comes to like strength, and Ash I think has more muscle, and when it comes down to it, the chainsaw would cut right through him. And I seriously, I'm just gonna have to go with Ash.
How much muscle you have?
3 for Ash, 2 for Egon. Oh my God! Can I just say right now, I'm on the edge of my fucking seat.
Oh, yeah.
This is
I'm
epic. I didn't
actually
expect it
biting
to
my
come
nails.
down to Egon and Ash.
I know.
This is really, I'm pumped.
Exactly the way Dave had said it was the scenario I was going to pose for you. Just Egon taking a shot with his proton pack and Ash just using the chainsaw to deflect it right back at him. He's not the smartest, but he's definitely savvy with what he has.
Oh, yeah.
Ash.
I'm with you, Craig. Ash.
Hail
I'm
to the
sorry
king,
again.
baby.
All right, so champion of the Heroes Division, Mr. Ashley J. Williams, Employee of the Month at S-Mart, and ass-kicking extraordinaire, chosen one at the Necronomicon.
Honestly, I don't think there was any doubt that it was going to be him. And it's great that you mentioned he was Employee of the Month of S-Mart, because that's his biggest crowning achievement, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
If you look at his resume, that's the one that's going to get
I'm
him
sorry,
that
but
management job.
His best one-liner was, "Lady, I'm going to have to ask you to leave the store." My favorite one-liner of the whole trilogy. All right, so let's move on to the Villains Division. Round 1.
Dun-dun-dun.
Match 1. Let me get another dun-dun-dun.
Dun-dun-dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Round 1.
Fight. Oh wait, we
have
gotta have the contenders first.
the most charmingly creepy or creepily charming man on this list. The cannibal that haunts all of our nightmares, Mr. Anthony Hopkins, Mr. Hannibal Lecter. Versus abomination of nature, abomination of science, Frankenstein's monster. We can just call him Frankenstein. He took the name from his father.
Well, I don't think you'd want to eat Frankenstein's monster's flesh, so I'm going to have to go with Frankenstein's monster.
Frankenstein.
2 for Frankenstein.
This is a tough one. Not really, though.
He just likes saying things like that.
I don't have many opportunities to...
I'm going to go with Frankenstein on this one. Classic.
Frank is a classic, but I still watch Silence of the Lambs by myself a lot. And
I'm glad we know that
Every
about
time
you.
you see Jodie Foster, you're just like, oh yeah.
I
My
didn't
Audi
know.
Reminds me
became
of
an
when I
idiot.
had HBO.
It does, man. It takes me back. I'm telling you. I'm going with Dr. Lecter, man.
You know what? I have to disagree with everybody right now. That has
Wait,
gone
well, we
so
got
far.
3 Frankenstein, 1 Lecter,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
Well,
how can you disagree with
He's going
everybody?
rogue,
He's
Nathan.
like, I'm saying Voorhees for the win.
Stop him right now, Nathan. He's going rogue.
Yes.
No, I'll explain this completely right now. I think Frankenstein's in the wrong category. I think he's a good guy. I think he was misunderstood, and I don't think he was actually trying to be a bad guy.
Fair, he's the Carrie of the villains, because I put Carrie in the heroes.
Maybe they
Okay,
should've
I can understand
flip-flopped.
that. It's just he was the misunderstood. That's why I like Frankenstein so much, because he's a misunderstood creature that no one.
I'm with you,
I feel
man.
so bad for him.
Oh, no, he feels bad for him because he feels like he's Frankenstein. Just
Kind of.
misunderstood.
Yeah,
Makes-
in
He
a
kind
way,
of
that's
smells
why I
like him.
I smell like him too.
And a Misfits fan. Yeah.
Yes.
But,
Frank's a better singer.
and for that
Ouch.
reason, I'm gonna go with Hannibal, just because
He's more villainous.
I think he's an actual. He wants to do evil. I don't think Frankenstein actually wants to do evil.
So we got 2 Hannibal, 3
Well-
Frankenstein.
I feel like even if Hannibal decided to eat Frankenstein's liver with some fava beans and Chianti, thank you for the noise, the sound effect, Frankenstein would still be, going. So while he's cooking up the liver there on his skillet, he's
But
gonna
how
get
would
his head
Frankenstein
crushed
metabolize?
in.
It's true.
No need for metabolization.
Let's give Egon a call. And see.
So he's
yeah.
already gone.
He's out.
Yeah, because
I know.
Frankenstein's filled with fungus and spores.
So who you going with?
The
Oh,
newspapers.
Frankenstein. It's a monster.
I'm going with Frankenstein too. He would overpower Hannibal. Hannibal is a great psychologist, but it's hard to work the psychology of Frankenstein.
I can see.
So ask those cops. All right, I'm just saying.
Well, it's either very hard or very easy, but I'm going to go with Frankenstein.
I can see where you're going with the. He shouldn't be in the villains. He's
Right.
misunderstood, but still misunderstood. Lecter's going to come at him, and he's going to respond.
It also depends
Yeah.
on what Frankenstein. We're talking about Robert De Niro Frankenstein.
Oh, no. That's not. Are you looking at me?
Or are we talking about I Frankenstein?
No.
Oh, Beauty Frank.
Oh.
All right, so Frankenstein took that one. Next match, we've got the shape of our nightmares, Mr. Michael Myers, versus another person that Mr. Rob Zombie's tackled, this one much more intimately, Mr. Captain Spaulding, the
man.
clown.
This is a really good one.
Yeah, Rob Zombie match right off the
Huh.
bat here.
This is official clown business.
Yeah. I gotta go with Michael Myers.
Don't say it.
No.
He's scared.
Ricky is really scared right now, but
Why did you just cover Dave's mouth? He literally
He's like,
says Michael
whoever I
Myers.
choose,
Don't
somebody's
fucking
gonna want
say
to
his
kill me.
name.
He's rubbing
I
his
was
legs
delayed.
right now.
If I could have videotaped that moment, Ricky literally covered Dave's mouth with his hand.
it was nice. It smelled like fruit.
Hey, what can I say?
But I gotta
I'm thinking a
say
new fruit lotion. So.
yes. But I feel like Captain Spaulding would be too busy with banging some random chick.
Some hooker.
So yeah, Mikey.
You know the guy.
Oh.
Oh, so one for
Ricky
one,
for
huh?
Spaulding.
Mike Myers all day.
Groovy, baby. Yeah.
Mike Myers all day, every day.
Wrong Mike
I
Myers.
know.
I'll explain it this way. I got to meet Tony Moran.
No, Tony Moran played Michael Myers.
Yes, I got to meet Tony Moran. He played Michael Myers. He was in Syracuse, and he dressed up as Mike Myers for the first time since the movie at a haunted house
Ooh.
in Syracuse that people, I guess, didn't really know about. But the only reason I'm giving this to him is because he was dressed up as him, came onto the haunted hayride, and lifted me up in the air and had a fake knife and started pretending he was inside.
That's amazing.
That
The
is
actual
fucking
Michael
awesome.
Myers did that
Yeah.
to me. So I'm going with Michael Myers. Fuck yeah, I'm gonna go with him. Also because, I mean, technically Busta Rhymes killed him, but really, Michael Myers, I'm sure if they made another one after that, would come back. He doesn't die. He doesn't die.
No, he just takes a nap.
Yeah. He takes a
So
takes a
your
nap.
vote is Michael Myers.
Yeah, Michael
So we
Myers.
have how many for Michael Myers? 4 and 1.
Yes.
While Captain Spaulding is the man and has delivered so many one-liners that I could laugh my ass off at, he is no match for my favorite horror villain.
Yeah.
Period.
Spaulding's awesome though.
Captain Spaulding
He is.
is awesome.
Seriously, it's such a good
Tutti
character.
fucking fruity.
Just like
Rob Zombie coming up with that idea for that character is like that's a classic. It's hard to come up with classic characters, and when he came up with Captain
and
Spaulding,
Sid
that's such
Haig doing
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
It's just forget about it.
Gotta go with Mike Myers. I'm sorry, Captain Spaulding, but Michael Myers. Whether we're talking Rob Zombie, Michael Myers,
Guys,
or
if you
John
don't change
Carpenter,
your mind,
Michael
I'm gonna
Myers.
come back and I'm gonna kill your whole fucking family.
I'm sorry, Captain Spaulding. Captain Spaulding. I said Captain Spaulding.
That's more like it.
Michael Myers is gonna kill me either way. At least I can reason
Michael
with
Myers
Captain
has
Spaulding.
killed you if we want to stay in canon.
Oh, you're
If
right.
someone's gonna come into a house and break in, I feel like Michael Myers has way of a better chance than Captain Spaulding for breaking into a house or something.
Yeah.
So that was Myers,
I
right?
just want to
Yeah,
put this
Myers.
off. You guys, during our Halloween scare point, Mike Myers did come in and I had him kill off Nathan.
Yeah, he's kind of a dick that way.
Well, when I realized Michael Myers wasn't a very good podcast partner, I told him to go wait in the car and I brought him back to life.
Nice.
All right, next match. Our first participant is, fun fact, the only person on this list to have felt up Jennifer Aniston's legs. We've got the Leprechaun versus the Wolfman.
Huh.
Oh, man.
Okay. So there exists such a movie called Leprechaun in the Hood.
It does. It
So
exists.
that fact alone, and plus Wolfman is the man of Wolf. I'm gonna go with Wolfman.
Leprechaun's also been in outer space. Don't forget that.
Yeah, I know. So is Jason Voorhees, but that's another subject.
That's neither here nor there.
So has Machete.
Yeah.
I'm going with Leprechaun. because I can.
Do you watch horror movies? I'm
going with Leprechaun just because Ricky did.
Leprechaun's got this. This whole
He's a little
fucking
gangster.
thing.
He's in the hood.
He can survive in the hood.
Shut up. Wolfman's winning. Wolfman.
No.
What's wrong with you guys?
All right, it's 2-2.
2-2.
Give him a chance.
That's the most like. That's fucking a good point though. He was able to survive Compton. That's fucking hard, man. He's a little white guy who walking around Compton.
He's not white. He's
He's
a
a
leprechaun.
ginger.
He's great.
So what are you saying, Jeremy? It's 2-2.
What was my other option? Now you guys completely.
Leprechaun and
Yeah.
Wolfman.
Oh,
Benicio
man.
del Toro.
You know what? I'll be real with you. Wolfman, because of the fact that he's not the wolf all the time. Leprechaun probably can kill him when he's human. So I'm gonna go with Leprechaun. I'll
Oh,
go
yeah.
back.
He's got all that gold.
That's
He just
a-
All right,
pays
Craig,
somebody.
you gonna make it? You gonna make me the tiebreaker?
That's
or
a
are you
good
gonna
point. What
just
is it?
choose
3-2
Leprechaun?
Leprechaun?
Yes, sir.
Considering Leprechaun was foiled by a child that screamed "Fuck you, Lucky Charms," I'm gonna go with Wolfman.
Can I take back
What do you say to the Wolfman
I'm gonna
like
go back
that?
with Wolfman
Nope,
now. I forgot
you
about
cast
that.
your vote, sir. Here I am, back in the tiebreaker seat. I guess I did this to myself, putting myself last.
Leprechaun.
Leprechaun versus Wolfman. I mean, Leprechaun is protected by magic. He's really hard to harm.
He's got a lot of money.
But then again, so is Wolfman. Unless you're using silver, he will regenerate.
And Leprechaun has gold.
He's,
So.
yeah, he's got
And
gold.
that's
gold,
oh my god! Did,
gold.
nobody
versus
pointed out that
silver.
this round is
Shit.
silver versus gold,
But he survived the hood.
and that makes me I'm much
That's
more likely to
platinum,
wear
right?
silver. You know what? I think I'm going Wolfman.
Oh.
Nice.
Here we go. Benicio del Toro survives.
Yes.
All right, next we have two of the most notorious serial killers of our time squaring off one-on-one for our entertainment. First, we have the infamous Mr. Norman Bates
All right.
versus the infamous Mr. Jason Voorhees.
Okay, this could be an interesting one. Because...
I think this is an easy one for everybody.
But think of this. What if Norman Bates decides to dress up like Jason's mom?
God damn you! You keep taking
You
all
would
my
be
thoughts.
the one to. Oh my.
I was
Yeah.
thinking the same thing, but I knew Dave was gonna come up with that.
Oh my
so.
God! How did you
So-
unlock that? He is the one person.
Yeah.
Achievement unlocked.
Yes. I don't know.
You
but then again,
found the loophole, dude.
Yeah,
Holy shit!
That is quite the
really
whole.
has.
Holy shit!
It's very loopy too.
It is quite the whole.
It is quite.
Yo, dude, I was
Jason
totally
Bourne.
Jason all the way. You just
Yeah.
converted me to Bates.
But it's
Team Bates.
It's still a hard one because
Now, hashtag team Bates.
Jason
Hashtag Team
He's
Bates.
the master of that one.
Voorhees don't give a shit who you are.
what version
Not if
of
he
Voorhees?
thinks you're his mom,
Is this like
It's true. It's true.
Is this like
dude. If Freddy could do it, Bates could do it.
is this early Jason or is this like Jason X
We
Jason?
talking about potato sack
Whatever Jason you
No,
want.
it's not Jason X.
All right, I'm gonna
We'll
go with
do potato sack, Jason.
Potato
okay,
sack Jason?
potato sack
Alright.
Jason. Definitely Norman Bates because he can do the whole mom thing and
All right, we got
Pitchfork
one
him.
for Bates. Ricky.
Leprechaun.
He's been.
He's got the gold.
You think I'm kidding?
He's like, I want George Clooney.
George Clooney.
as the leprechaun.
Bates.
Two for Bates.
Voorhees.
One for Voorhees.
Bates.
Three for
Easy.
Bates.
Because of the point Dave brought up, I was thinking the same exact thing. I mean, that's gonna do it. So I'm gonna go with Bates. He's the master.
Four for Bates.
Yeah.
Yeah, just think about it. Like,
Four for Bates.
if some
for
random
Bates.
blonde-haired chick could throw on Jason's mom's sweater and
Yep.
convince Jason to like not do something, Norman Bates can easily convince him to kill himself.
There it is.
And,
I
like,
can't
go to
believe,
sleep.
out of all the things I expected to happen to this, I did not expect Jason Voorhees to get knocked out round one.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love Jason
Let
Voorhees.
alone
Friday the
this,
13th.
this is probably one of the only people on the list that would knock out Jason too.
Yeah,
I expected if anyone would do it, it would be Freddy.
yeah.
Well, yeah.
Speaking
Well,
of
that
Freddy,
was a draw, guys. It was a draw.
speaking of Freddy, round two, match whatever. We've got Freddy Krueger. He needs no introduction.
Right.
If you don't know who he is, pause this podcast, go listen to a couple other ones, and then get back to us.
We might need to do that.
Versus
Go listen to a couple other podcasts about him or just watch Nightmare on Elm Street. You already know.
the major antagonist from the 2 Jeepers Creepers movies, The Creeper.
Oh, damn.
Wow.
Fuck that dude.
Does he sleep?
Yeah, for, what was it?
He sleeps for a while.
He's like a
23
weird
years or
cocoon
some shit
thing.
like that.
Freddy Krueger, easily then.
He's got all that time.
He's gonna be up there and be like dreaming about these weird moths.
As long as it's
little...
not within,
Dude, it was
He's not
sweet
a
when I was on
moth.
that light
as
at
long as it's not
McDonald's.
within the 2 weeks that the creeper's awake.
I mean, yeah. I mean, the creeper will just be sitting there dreaming about flying at like a lamppost at McDonald's one night, and then Freddy will just come crush his dreams.
So that's Freddy.
Freddy.
Yeah, Freddy.
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 He's untouchable.
Ready?
Freddy.
Because of that reason of how long it sleeps, Freddy.
Freddy.
Yeah, easily Freddy.
This is unanimously Freddy. We all
Oh,
knew
yeah.
it from the start. Like,
Indeed.
that is right there.
Again,
an
that's one of the
obvious
other
weakness.
matchups where it's just so one-sided there.
What if he was awake?
That's
If he
cool
didn't
that
sleep,
both
I think
Freddy and Jason got somebody that complemented their like individual backstory and
Yeah.
like.
Thank you,
that's
random.org.
Little plug there for you.
Next, we have my favorite of the Universal Studios monsters, the creature from the Black Lagoon
Oh, yes.
All right.
Creature from Black Lagoon.
versus former and I guess current serial killer Charles Lee Ray, aka you might know him better as Chucky, the
Finster,
murder doll. Murder doll, no, not Chucky
Oh.
Finster.
the good guy.
I would not be
down.
that cruel to just throw him in this. Guess what? You got thrown in the villains division. I mean, oh God, Dobby. You can do it, Chucky.
Let's see. I gotta go with creature. I mean, there's a lot of occultness to Child's Play, but I feel like creature. He's just like a crazy Mesozoic dude who just has seen all that shit.
Been there, done that.
Yeah.
Chucky.
Creature.
As long as it's not Creature from the third one. And they try to like humanize him. Did you see that in the third one?
Yeah,
Really not. It's
It is
bad.
not Creature.
My question is, and I'm not really up on my Child's Play, but has Chucky ever swam?
Ooh.
He's plastic.
I don't think he could swim.
Yeah, I don't
Oh,
think
he
He's
would
hollow.
float.
Would
He's
he
a
be
hollow
He would eventually
motherfucker.
wooden,
sink.
or is he?
He's
no,
plastic.
he's
Plastic.
Yeah.
If Creature dragged him under, he'd flood and sink. What are we at now?
He would
2-2?
have sink.
I don't think
3-1?
Chucky could swim.
Yeah,
I don't think if the creature went into the water,
No, he couldn't swim.
he couldn't. So I'm gonna go with
It would
creature.
depend on how buoyant he was. If Creature dragged him under, he'd be done.
How buoyant.
I heard he's pretty
His buoyancy is quite high.
My only thing also with
Who would have
Chucky is
thought buoyancy would find its way into this conversation?
I've always thought with Chucky you just punt him.
So what's that? 3 Chucky, 2
pick 'em up and
Creature?
Yeah.
3
Creature.
Chucky, 2 Creature.
Yeah, Creature would make Chucky the toy of his child.
Yeah, dude, it's not much of a contest for me. I mean, I would give it some thought, but I love Creature from the Black Lagoon. I'm going Creature all the way.
Oh yeah.
Chucky's knocked out of the first round. Creature ascends. Next round, we've got the chainsaw-wielding maniac from Texas, Leatherface.
Mean again?
Sure.
Loosely
Versus son of Lucifer, heir to the Dark Throne, child of your fucking nightmares, Damien Thorne.
I so thought you were going to say George Bush.
I thought he was gonna say my name, but okay.
There's only one way I gotta go with this, and it's Leatherface.
Saw that kid in half.
Yeah, Leatherface.
Saw that kid in half again in the quarters.
Damien.
What?
Whoa.
Saw that kid in hat. Wait, what?
Damien getting to Leatherface's skull. He's working his
Leatherface.
manipulation here. Leatherface.
Yeah, I hate Damien.
So
Good
that's
movie, though.
3 Leatherface, 1 Damien.
Are we in DC or are we in Texas? Because that changes everything. Because if
Whose home
it's
battlefield
whose
it
home
is?
battlefield are we on? Because if we're in Damien's battlefield, he'd have a lot of people down.
No, but see, Lucifer is the ruler of this world. If you take biblical mythology, this world right here is Lucifer's domain. So no matter where we are, we're under Damien's fucking domain, Mr. Jeremy, sir.
He's underestimated.
Well, then if we're gonna go off of that, if we're going off of that, I'm gonna do Leatherface because
Still.
because it's not.
So that's 4-1.
I don't believe in another.
Is that really 4-1? It's basically already decided.
Because
Doesn't
Dave's
matter.
got a nice
Vote your
Leatherface
heart.
tattoo.
No,
Yeah.
Dave has to get it.
Okay,
Raise it
maybe I
off.
can sway somebody's votes here.
No.
No, you can't. They've already voted.
Sway us.
Leatherface is simple-minded. He's a
is.
special
Yeah,
needs
Damien
person.
would get up in his head.
Damien
But
could
do you
do the
think-
same exact thing that Norman Bates would do to Jason. He would get right up in his head, and he would basically make Leatherface saw himself, like, decapitate himself.
But
I agree.
since Leatherface is so simple, do you think he can't get through because of that fact?
Nah,
he's
I don't
just
think
he's just
so.
like,
No, I
I think
basically
it makes it easier for him.
Did he
yeah,
saw it-
Damien would easily be able to control Leatherface's limbs.
I agree with you, Craig, but these
He was the
motherfuckers
born of
outnumbered
a
us.
jackal.
I don't know if you guys remember what I said earlier
saw
about
the
you
dude in
guys
the
being
wheelchair.
welcome back anytime, but I mean, I retract it. I take it back. No, I'm just kidding. So,
Leatherface
okay.
moves on, doesn't it?
Looks like Leatherface moves on. Damien is sawn in half.
I heard Leatherface was a priest also, so that's why I'm going with Leatherface.
Next round, we have
Don't count.
possibly one of the most notorious individuals on this list. Everybody knows him. He needs no introduction. Dracula. Versus.
Wait, who's that?
Dr.
Oh,
Acula.
never mind. Oh, okay, that guy. I thought you were thinking of
Dr.
somebody else.
Acula.
Yeah. Versus Jack Torrance, the antagonist of The Shining.
Whoa. Well, I feel like Jack Nicholson never sleeps, and I feel like
Dude, you are not giving it to Jack Torrance over Dracula, motherfucker.
okay.
He never sleeps, therefore he's immune to vampire bites.
Yeah, you can just stay up and just wait for him by the window. But out of the two, I definitely have to go with Dracula.
All right, we got one for Dracula.
I go with Dracula too.
2 for Dracula.
Dracula.
Jack Torrance. If I'm not watching Silence of the Lambs, I'm watching The Shining.
Yeah, I love
3
that
to
movie.
1.
Yeah. You wait for him.
Respectable though,
Right
amazing
with an
fucking movie.
Oh my
Oh
god.
yeah.
Still go either way at this point.
I'm gonna go off of what you said earlier, Dave. The fact that Dracula has to go to bed at some point, and he'll take that axe, go right through the heart. Dead serious. I love vampires as much as possible. I'll go with Jack.
No, but he said
I said Dracula.
No, I know, but I'm talking about.
Okay, that's
What I'm
What
saying
he
though is
said, not what he voted.
you
Yeah.
said something, but then you voted completely different than what
That's
you
cool.
said.
I did.
So I'm gonna go off of what you said originally, and then I'll cast the vote that you should have gave.
So that's 3 for Dracula,
I love The
2
Shining.
for Jack.
The only way Jack Torrance wins is if Dracula goes by Alucard. And he reads it backwards, and he figures it out before the deception is finalized.
Yeah.
So the king of the dead wins out, Dracula.
I go for Dracula too. I mean, like, Jack Torrance would be so easy for him to hypnotize and manipulate mentally.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
weak.
Yeah, he's already like.
Yeah, he was manipulated by ghosts in a stupid.
All Dracula's got to do is
hotel.
overpower those ghosts. Which, come on, dude, Dracula's got that.
Easily.
He owns it.
He overpowers their influence. Yeah. All right, so round 2. Moving on, we've got match number 1: Frankenstein's monster versus Michael Myers.
Two big dudes. I feel like sheer strength would win this one over, so I gotta go with the monster.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Explain yourself.
I really want
Michael Myers just has a butcher knife. He's gonna stab Frankenstein's monster, and he's gonna just shrug
He's
it
gonna
off.
be like,
I feel.
"Alright."
No, because I'm still coming up with mine. I'm still coming up with mine because
If you're going down the route of Frankenstein's monster being a good guy, you kind of want him to win anyway.
but he's stupid.
So is Michael Myers.
No, I think Michael Myers is way more intelligent than people give him credit for.
Have you seen his homework? Horrible test scores.
Myers.
I gotta
2
go
for
with
Myers.
I gotta go with Myers.
Or, no, 1 for Frankenstein, 1 for Myers. Now
Yeah.
2 for Myers.
Now 2 for Myers. I gotta go with Myers because, like he said earlier, Frankenstein, he doesn't really know where his place is. He doesn't know if he's good or he's bad. He's kind of confused. Myers knows he's pissed off and he's bad guy. So I'm going Myers.
I love Angela's drunk reasoning. He's like, I don't know, maybe he's good, maybe he's bad. So he's like deciding if he's gonna sleep with Frankenstein. Maybe he's good, maybe he's bad. Maybe he has chlamydia, maybe he doesn't.
Just gotta break it down.
Keep drinking.
So that's
Alright,
2 to
I'll
1.
fuck
What does Adam have to offer?
Frankenstein. Easy.
Alright.
It's
2
just-
to
it's
2.
two brutes going at it.
This is a good one.
He's already dead. Yeah, can we need to kill him again?
But Michael Myers is technically is dead as well. I think that
He's probably technically died 5 or 6 times.
I think Michael Myers is also technically dead by the end of it, like by the Busta Rhymes movie. He is. I'm gonna keep bringing it up. Busta Rhymes killed Michael Myers.
You'd want to be dead to be in a movie.
I
with
am
Busta
so
Rhymes.
mad that you just keep bringing that
It's
movie
so
up.
true.
Resurrection never happened, okay? No, la 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 la.
During that fad of that whole internet craze where they're like, we're on webcams, Michael Myers.
Let's have the reality show in the Myers house.
I'm gonna give it to I'm gonna give it to Michael Myers. Just because I think Frankenstein is too dumb and Myers has a little bit more intelligent over him.
There you go. So what's the vote at now?
3-3.
2
Or-
Frank's,
Yeah.
3 Mike's.
3-2. Myers is leading, right?
Yeah.
See, God, Michael Myers is hands down one of my favorite horror icons of all time. But could he get away from that knife and realize that fire's the key? Can he? I gotta go with Frankenstein.
Good
He
choice.
doesn't-
Good
He
choice.
doesn't only use a knife.
Another
He
tiebreaker.
doesn't, but, other things he does is like snap necks.
But
And
if you look at like the Rob Zombie one, there's a lot of thought process behind that. Like,
I'm never gonna look at that and use that as my basis.
Especially the second one.
You never know. He might
This
get
is
the white
tough.
horse to come out and save him.
The white
Let's
horse.
not.
I'm not
Yeah,
taking
Cherry Moon
Halloween
Zombie
2.
is just
I'll
like,
take Rob
I was a
Zombie's first
stripper.
Halloween into account, but not the second one. Fuck, this is a
Did
tough
you know
one.
that there's in the director's cut, there's a scene with Mike Myers eating garbage for sustenance?
I know. Yeah.
I'm gonna go Mike Myers.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
God damn you. I'm glad Michael Myers moved on, and I feel ashamed for voting against him, but I had to do what I thought was right.
There you go.
I'm
Next,
glad he
we've
won.
got Wolfman versus Norman Bates.
I feel like Wolfman would tear the shit out of Norman
I
Bates.
feel like this is pretty one-sided, yeah.
So, yeah, I don't think...
Is this another unanimous?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree.
I feel
Yeah.
like Norman Bates has no chance in hell.
Norman
All right.
Bates doesn't get his fucking ass.
Even with Wolfman in human form, and he was told he had to fight this guy, he would still kill Norman
Yeah.
Bates.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, I'm not even gonna bother changing over. This
No,
guy's a sissy.
the full moon starts to come out, and he looks up at it, is like, no,
Not tonight,
not
old
necessary.
Nice dress, bro.
Yeah.
Next match,
Matches your way.
we've got Freddy Krueger
Yes.
versus the creature from the Black
Oh,
Lagoon. Can Freddy scare the creature? I think that's what
Huh.
the Freddy matches boil down to. Can Freddy scare them?
Well,
What would scare the creature from the Black Lagoon?
a fishing net?
An oil spill?
I feel like against Freddy Krueger, I don't think the creature could win. I feel like Freddy
The man
Krueger
from Deadliest Catch.
would turn the creature into some
Shish
sashimi.
kebab?
I can't say that
Sushi?
word. Sashimi. There we go.
Sushimi?
Sashimi.
Freddie.
2 for Freddy. Angelo, where do you cast your vote?
Freddy
Where do
Krueger.
your allegiances lie with Freddy?
Have to.
Nope. Creature.
Really?
I don't care if I'm alone.
3-1.
He doesn't sleep.
It still could go either way.
He's a big fish. He doesn't sleep.
Oh no, he sleeps. They hibernate.
No, I
during
saw
the
it.
winter.
Yeah, they
I
sleep.
Fish
watched-
hibernate.
You guys
Yeah,
didn't
true
see
story.
the
That's not
extended?
sleeping, though.
I was actually gonna say Freddy was gonna give him a nightmare about that Jeremy guy from what was it? The
Pearl
One
Jam
Last
video?
Shot? No, yeah, from One Last Shot.
Jeremy's
No, from,
spoken.
From Pearl Jam?
no, from the monster video, from the River Monsters.
Never watched.
Never watched River Monsters. I love Jeremy Wild, right? Am I right about that? Did I get that? What's his name?
That's Zach Wilde's younger brother.
Jeremy Wade. All right, wait. I think he would give him a nightmare about Jeremy Wade because I want to sound like an intelligent person because I completely said someone wrong before. I'm going to go with Freddy because he's going to give him a nightmare about Jeremy Wade from River Monsters.
So what are we at now?
Freddy.
Freddy 4, Creature 1, or is it Freddy
Yeah.
3, Creature 2?
Freddy 4, Creature 1.
Creature 1.
Yeah, I'm even if like Freddy was in the real world, he would just slice up the creature.
This is like my favorite modern horror villain versus my favorite classic horror villain, but I have to go with Freddy. I'm sorry, Creature.
Man, this
He would
podcast
dream up
sucks.
some giant whale that would eat you. I'm sorry, Adam. At least you know I love the Creature, man.
Listen, Freddy,
love
when
him like
you're
I
done, when you're done, Freddy, bring the creature over to me. I will make some delicious creature steaks.
Man,
Some sashimi.
Some sashimi.
that's a hard word to say sometimes.
Yeah.
What word were you trying to say?
Sashimi.
Sashimi.
Last match of this round, we've got Leatherface versus Dracula.
Oh man,
Holy shit.
shizzle. I'm going with Leatherface. I mean, what is Dracula gonna do really?
What if Dracula turned him into a vampire?
Whoa.
I mean,
A vampire Leatherface would be pretty sweet. But I feel like Leatherface may have like a nice patch of skin
I
on
just
his
feel
neck
like
from a
Leatherface is
mask.
too stupid to become a vampire.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Leatherface.
2 for Leather.
I'm gonna have to go with Dracula on that one.
That's my boy.
That's an easy one.
Leatherface.
Nah, I'd have to go with Dracula just because Dracula is way more just agile and he's a vampire. I think of all the powers vampires have and just think of what Leatherface has. He only has the chainsaw. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all
He just has his little ass teeth. He's gonna get him chopped off.
Leatherface gets confused by a pickup truck, Dracula.
That's a
So
fast
that's
pickup.
4-2. I'm sorry, I'm not even that into Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So, Dracula had hypnotized Leatherface. He's got this, and the chainsaw wouldn't even hurt him that much.
You were the deciding factor. Oh no, it was 4-2, wasn't it? I was the deciding factor.
That's a
Yeah.
All right, we got the final 4: Michael Myers, Wolfman, Freddy Krueger, and Dracula. Let's
Whoa.
go, Michael Myers versus Wolfman.
Ooh, that was Michael Myers' knife made out of silver.
Yeah, it is.
No,
Was it?
Sterling.
I don't think.
It's Sterling.
Sterling
I would say
Silver.
Sterling Silver.
Okay, Michael
Yeah,
Myers
Sterling
then.
is silver.
He
Yeah.
wins over Wolfman.
Michael Myers.
It is legitimately
I'm-
canon sterling silver. It probably is.
Well, I
Well,
mean,
probably
most,
is.
most kitchen knives are made out of silver.
Yeah,
sterling
and it's a
silver.
nice house that he
Made out of
came from.
steel.
Fuck.
So.
Did that
Or just steel.
did that
Or
just
they
sway
have
everyone? That swayed everyone, right? None of us are debating that then.
He is. He works in the kitchen. Adam works in the kitchen. He's like, the ones I work with are made out of steel.
Pressed steel.
I'm telling you, stainless steel.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know.
Either
But
way.
he's be a gnarly fight.
Dave said he's from a nice family. Well, unless it's the Rob Zombie version. That wasn't that nice of a family.
But then again, Laurie Strode didn't live with her original family.
They had the nice house, though. It was a nice house for that time.
Totally.
But was that their house?
Oh no,
It was.
Their Myers
Talking
house,
about-
yeah.
Yeah, it
Right.
was.
Well,
Sucks.
here's what the debate is right now: is the fact that Laurie originally came from a trailer trash family. If we go off the Rob Zombie version, but technically, if we're going off the child Mike Myers with the clown mask, he probably used a really shitty knife that wasn't made out of silver. But as you know, Michael Myers older probably got the knife from the nice house when he went in there. So it's probably
I'm going
He goes
Myers.
shopping
I'm going
one day.
Myers. I think we voted Myers in, right?
Myers.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Myers is in.
Next match. Now this is a good one. Freddy Krueger versus Dracula.
Oh.
Oh man. Well, yeah. I mean, I
Everybody dreams,
No, he's-
Jeremy.
yeah, we all have dreams
We all
and
have
aspirations.
hey, if anyone's listening, follow your dreams; they can come true.
Yes.
Dracula dreams of wild orgies.
I bet he does.
Buy one last shot CDs.
Yeah.
If you're listening right now, we're in iTunes.
I think Dracula does sleep, so that'll ultimately be his downfall.
Of
So I
course
gotta
he
go
does
with
during
Freddy.
the day.
Yeah.
And Freddy
Friday.
ain't got shit else to do during
No.
the day.
Motherfucker's unemployed.
Freddy.
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 Did anybody doubt that this podcast was gonna come down to Freddy versus Ash?
I'm gonna tell everybody right now something. My band's gonna feel like complete dicks. Well, at least Dave will. I'm gonna go with Dracula because our street team is called the Night Children, the Children of the Night,
Yeah.
and I have to fucking go with vampires off the fact our street team are technically vampires.
But also,
That
Freddy's
gets us
Freddy's children are of the night too.
Oh.
And either way, you can sign up for our night team.
Our street team.
Or whatever it is. Night street team on our website.
good. Yeah, go to our website, onelastshotband.com, and you can sign up for the street team, get free buttons and shit.
And tell us
So,
about it.
Not literal shit.
Not literal shit, like
That's
Like
what
dog poop or
metaphorical
human
shit. Anyways, I'm gonna go Dracula just because our street team's awesome.
Craig?
You know, I
For
really
Freddy,
thought
one Dracula.
Dracula would end up winning this whole thing, but he sleeps during the day, and that's Freddy's domain in your sleep, man. I'm going with Freddy.
Me too. Gotta go with Freddy. Respect to Dracula.
I love you,
Another
street
legend
team.
has fallen.
Oh yeah,
And that
definitely
brings
love to the
us-
street team.
To
Love
the
this
final
game.
match of the
19th.
villains division: Michael Myers versus Freddy Krueger.
Huh.
There's no question in my mind who I'm going with.
I gotta go with Freddy.
Freddie.
Freddie.
Everybody else is doing it. I'm gonna go with Freddy.
Fuck you guys. I'm going with Mike Myers.
Yeah, if everybody else was jumping off the bridge.
Yes.
I'm going with
Yes, I would. Short
That's how he
answer,
has all
yes.
those scars.
The bassist needs to be loved. Right,
Well,
everybody.
I'm going with Michael.
Please, somebody.
Yeah,
Love
I'm
me.
going with Michael just because I know Freddie's probably going to end up winning.
Fuck that, Freddy, man. Freddy could manipulate Michael Myers in a second.
I love you, Michael.
He could make that motherfucker
I love you,
scared.
Michael.
He could get in his
Our
head.
fallen soldier, Michael
I
Myers.
think Michael Myers just has no emotion though. Really.
And he rarely sleeps, if he sleeps at all.
I've never.
Except for,
seen him sleep.
the years in between him being dead.
Does he cuddle with like his knife at night? I'm trying to think.
Maybe.
I've
That
never
is a
seen
No.
good
Michael
point.
Myers
That is a good point.
He
He probably
cuddles with
doesn't
a
sleep
stuffed
much.
Pikachu.
He has to sleep at some point,
I have a
but
stuffed Pikachu.
Freddy would get him.
So it's my
Freddy would get
girlfriend.
him.
It's awesome.
Totally.
Stuffed Pikachu.
All right, so here we are. This is what it's all come down to, guys.
Is it Ash versus Freddy?
I've read that comic book.
Yeah, this has happened.
Yeah.
God damn it.
This is happening now. And
All right,
we are the
Dave.
deciders of fate.
Well, considering I have action figures of Ash on my living room wall, I gotta go with Ash. I mean, yeah, Ash sleeps, but there's only one king, baby.
Well said.
Leprechaun.
Nah.
Leprechaun wins.
He conquers all. Freddie.
Gotta go with the nightmares, Freddie.
2 to Freddy, 1 to Ash.
I'll go with George Clooney.
Silver Fox.
Oh my god. No, Ash. Come on.
2-2.
Ash.
Boy.
It's tied.
What's wrong with
Rest
you
in our
guys?
hands, Jeremy and
Commies.
Craig.
Seriously. I'm gonna go with our street team again because you guys are awesome. I'm gonna go.
Well,
I'm
we
gonna
already know what you're going with. You said the street team.
I want to.
But he's doubting himself, man. Ash
No.
was chosen to fight demons. That's all I'm going to say.
That's true.
Including inner ones,
Really?
like your dreams.
Do you think he fights inner dream?
How do you beat Freddie?
It's just pillow talk, baby, huh?
How do you beat Freddie?
You're chosen to defeat evil.
He's traveled through time, Ash has.
I mean, like, if it was Ash versus Norman Bates, I mean, yeah, Ash would win. Let's not kid ourselves. But, like, just suspension of disbelief. Like, Ash isn't chosen to defeat Norman Bates, but, like, Freddy is straight evil. Like, he is aided by demons. Like, he was created to be a demon by demons. Like,
I guess it depends what side.
I'm saying Ash. I'm saying Ash. That falls under the domain of the shit that
we have
he's
a jump
destined to
on
fight.
the
That's
deciders.
it. All right, I'm still on the fence, so go ahead.
No, you go.
He could,
I want to
but he
hopefully
hasn't yet.
maybe be the deciding factor here.
All right, so what do we have so far? I want to just go through this. Dave has Ash.
I have Ash.
Freddie.
Ricky has
Rick has
Freddy.
Freddy.
And just Freddy.
Ash.
2 Ash, 2 Freddy.
And 3. So if I
So-
say,
And I'm saying Ash.
so if I say Freddy right now, it makes it like.
Like me tied.
I'd be tied.
Well, I'm just gonna make things interesting, and I'm gonna say Freddy just so we can do the thing. Even
All right,
though
Craig.
Craig.
Oh,
on you,
man.
Craig.
Craig.
The fate
I-
of
you
this
know what?
entire episode, this all culminates to this.
I had a dream.
You are
it would
the
come
most
down to this.
important
Oh,
person
I
in the
think you just
world
gave away your
right
answer.
now.
I had a dream it would come down to this. And let's just say Freddy was beaten by Nancy Thompson.
Yeah.
True.
But he also beat
Also-
Nancy Thompson.
Also, in horror movies, the hero has to win, right? For most horror movies, at least. Until you start getting into, like, you know, the more recent, edgy horror movies. But these are 2 80s icons. This is a tough one.
Come on, Craig.
Come on, Craig. Craig, do it.
My heart is
Come on,
beating out of my
Craig.
chest.
You know what the
Suspense
right
is killing me.
decision is, Craig?
I think I do. And the decision is to shop smart. Shop ass smart.
Yes!
All right.
I agree with that. I just want to make it
Yeah.
interesting.
There you
In your
go.
motherfucker's face.
Boom.
Ash wins the tournament of tournaments. He was able to deflect the proton beam of Egon Spangler.
That's right.
He was able to bring Freddy back into the real world because he's fucking Ash. And he was
Now
able
that's
to
what I
defeat
call
Freddy.
a motherfucking podcast.
Yeah,
That's right.
All right, so you guys know the drill. Please like us. Well, you don't like people on iTunes, but give us a fucking rating on iTunes. Give us a review on iTunes. Do the same for these guys. Buy their fucking album on iTunes.
Do that, we're telling you. Please. Where the likes come in is our Facebook page, Fairpoint Podcasts on Facebook.
And you guys are on Facebook too, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
One Last Shot on Facebook.
Facebook.com/onelastshot.
Yeah, it comes
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, it comes right up.
Facebook.com/One Last Shot. Check them out.
Twitter at Fairpoint Pod. You guys on Twitter?
Twitter.com/onelastshot315.
There you go.
One Last Shot 315 on Twitter.
We're on SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/Fairpoint Podcast. Are you guys on SoundCloud?
We are not.
Okay.
They're not on SoundCloud. Okay. They're like, oh, fuck SoundCloud.
Bandcamp.
You can also email us at fairpointpodcast@yahoo.com. Jeremy, why don't you remind these guys how to get a hold of and how to support you guys?
You can go to onelastshotband.com and you can check out our music there and everything. We're on iTunes, and right now actually we are trying to go play Warped Tour 2014, and you can vote for us to play Warped Tour.
Fucking A.
Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, you should do it right now on your computer right
I'm
there.
literally doing it as we speak.
If you go to, I think it's warped.battleofthebands.com.
Hold on, I can't type that fast. Jesus
I know
Christ.
it's kind of silly, but it's as I said, it's warped.battleofthebands.com/u/onelastshot. I know that's ridiculous, but you can reverse this and play it again and hear it. There's a thing that comes up. It's got our music on it. You can vote for us there. We really want to be able to play Warped Tour. Please help us out if you can. And if you want to go check out the links, it's on our Facebook.
God, guys, I want you to be on Warped Tour too, because I haven't been to Warped Tour since like 2005.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
if you're on Warped Tour, I'm fucking going. Nathan, I know I don't
Let's
even
do
care.
it.
I don't even care what your response is. You're going with me.
That'd be awesome.
Let's fucking do it.
And then we have a show coming up in Buffalo, March 25th.
Buffalo, New York, March
Buffalo,
25th.
New York.
Where is it?
It's at a place called Broadway Joe's. We're playing with Calabrese, which is a horror punk band. And then in June, I believe we're playing at the Lost Horizon with Guttermouth.
Jesus Christ, Guttermouth, really?
Yes, sir.
Fucking awesome. God damn it, I'm going to go to that Lost Horizon show. There's no excuse for me not to take it off at this point if I know it's in June.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much. Like, this has been fucking awesome. One of our best episodes yet.
Seriously, I'm so glad we got a hardcore punk band on here. Like, you guys were sitting there and telling your influence. I'm like, fucking hey, I fucking love these bands.
It's exactly what this podcast needed.
Nice.
You're welcome back in the secret room at any time.
Anytime.
And we hope to see you here
even
again.
if it's just like 2 of you, or like 3 of you, or 4 of you, or 1 of you, or all 5 of you.
Sweet.
I
Absolutely.
get that all. Did I get all of those?
I just want to thank you guys for having us. I really support any type of independent anything, and this is awesome, so thank you.
Oh, thank you
Thanks for
guys.
that.
Thank
Thank
you.
It was our pleasure.
Very
Really.
accommodating.
Seriously, like, oh, Jesus Christ. It's just so awesome. I hope you guys make it. I fucking do, because you're great and you deserve it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
From the Secret Room, I'm Craig Lewis.
I'm Nathan Capisser.
I am David Royal.
I'm Ricky Kems.
Angelo Zinkovich.
Adam Velasquez.
I'm George Clooney. I'm Jeremy Miller.
Talk to you next time. Now get the fuck out, George Clooney.
Game over, man.
Yeah.
Game over, man.